Mic check, mic check. Can you guys hear me? Ooh, Rashid, you going in already? Lord have mercy. Okay. Can you guys hear me? Let me know in the comments if you can hear me. Hey, Yuli. Hey, Dot. Hey, Tragically Delicious. Can you guys hear me? Okay, heard. Yes. Hey, Jet. All right. People are coming in. Child, more deflection, more delusion, more stupid. And based on what she said on Geo's live, she need more wigs too. So then that way, if Derek does snatch her wig, she got another wig to replace. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So let's get into it. Child. You know, last time I checked, when a woman is fed up and a woman is done, they truly let these conversations go. Therefore, content creators like myself wouldn't have anything else to talk about because when they're done, they're done. That is clearly not the case with Monique. Monique continues and continues and continues, which tells me she's not done. First, let me start off by saying this because I think this is very important. What Derek and Monique have is not love. Okay? It's not love. That is not love. So when she says, I love him, trust me, that is not the love, the healthy love that we're talking about. Okay? That is dysfunctional. That's trauma bonding. So she can say all day long that she loves him, but love doesn't hurt. Relationships are hard work, but love doesn't do all of the stuff that they're doing to each other. Now, granted, let's be clear. I think the issue is that none of us are taking up for Derek. We know Derek is a piece of shit. Let's just be honest. We know he's a piece of shit. We know he can be passive aggressive. We know he can be a snake in the grass. We're not stupid, okay? But we also know that Monique is not innocent either. And how she went about doing this screams vindictive, point blank, period. And she could scream all day long that we're stupid or she don't understand and how people can be talking about DV this way and she went through something. We're not stupid, boo-boo. You were literally jumping on Elizabeth when she said something months ago, doxing her and everything else. And then now, because you have lost control of Derek, because let's be clear, it's all about you losing control of Derek. Now that you've lost control of him, now that he had a video recorded about you wanting money for food, like I don't understand how Monique can have all of these receipts, but then get mad that Derek posts one receipt. Does that make sense? You have all of these receipts. Apparently, she has so many receipts. She claims she lost some of the receipts. It's funny how she got some of them, and some of them she doesn't. That girl, to me, is a internet social media whiz. You're not going to be able to convince me she don't have all of them receipts that she claimed when her phone broke. She lost them. iCloud backs up everything. But let's rock with it. She got all of these receipts. And you mean to tell me because he posts one receipt about you saying you want food, this caused all of this? Hey, you guys. Oh, gosh, I didn't even see I see. Okay. Steph, Monique, W, Elizabeth, beautiful sash lady. Hello. Is it Janaha? Is it Janaha? Hey, baby. She does play victim. I don't know who else is popping up, but everyone, hello. Welcome. Oh gosh, the deflection was something else. But here's the thing, both of them deflect. Both of them are very much alike in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways, they're alike. They both don't know how to answer questions directly. They both like to deflect because she was deflecting her ass off when Gio was asking her direct questions. Direct questions. One, we already knew she wasn't going to answer the question about the PPP loan. And truthfully, no one would. We all know that the government said they're going to be on people's asses. They got literally a budget for the next 10 years to be on people's asses who took out those PPP loans and didn't have businesses. Okay. So she's not going to admit that, which is why she said literally her financial situation is no one's business. So look, at the end of the day, I guess if I was Monique and if I allegedly did something like that, bitch, I ain't saying nothing either. You know what I'm saying? So let's just keep it real. She's not going to answer that question. She's just not. But the other question she could have answered. And one thing about people who like to deflect, they like to deflect by literally answering a question with a question. She did that a lot. Literally deflected and going to a different topic versus the topic at hand. She was just all over the place. Even when Elizabeth got on the live, she was very respectful. She could have cussed her ass out every which way, and she had every right to. But she literally said, hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, if you truly were a DV victim, there are so many women out there, and I'm going to open up the panel once I get done, because for those who are willing to tell their testimony, there are DV victims out there who had no way out. Had no way out. But it's only when this video comes out about you wanting food that triggers you to talk about DV all of a sudden. And then this video that comes out saying that she was trying to get out of the room. She already had her purse. I didn't see no purse in that video. Let me know if y'all saw a purse. But furthermore, if you was really trying to get out, wouldn't that come out of your mouth in some kind of way, especially if he's recording? I would have said, I need to get out. Let me go. Let me get out of the room. She didn't say that at all. And she said she knew he was recording to have evidence. So if you knew he was recording to have evidence, then why in the hell did you put your hands around his neck? Make that make sense. If you knew he was recording to have something on you, you gave him exactly that. You gave him exactly that. So that's why I was just like, come on. Like, be honest at this point, because all of the excuses that you're giving are bullshit. I'm like, there's no way. The camera is on at that point. That's when you really should have played victim, if that's the case. But the way that you stood there and you knew he was recording, if you knew he was recording and he was trying to have evidence on you and you still did that, imagine what the hell goes down when there's no recording. Imagine. If you did that knowing he had that, imagine what goes down when no one is recording. And that is the point that we are all thinking and we're all trying to make. Yes, Funky Dineva just dragged the hell out of Monique. He sure did. I saw it before I got on live. And all she did was prove that he was right. And here's the thing about this, though. Do I feel Derek used Monique? Yeah, we could say that. Do I felt that they used each other, though? Hell yeah. Monique has never had a Derek on her arm. You can tell by the way she's acting. You can tell by the way she's acting. She has never had someone good looking like a Derek on her arm. So at the end of the day, I feel like they've used each other. But the problem is that this whole definition of what love is, people have to be careful. And I'm about to keep it real right now. You got to be careful with that love word, because you don't know in different households what love represents. You really don't. For some people, love is transactional, meaning that you have to do something for me to feel like you love me type of thing. Love can be manipulative in a lot of households. Love can be abusive in a lot of households. So when people say that love word, you have to really know who you're dealing with to really know what kind of love they truly have seen and what it represents for them. Love could be going up someone's head. So this is why it's very important to literally get to know people and see the signs and take those signs in before you really get into a relationship with someone. As far as I see it, the 2 years that Derek and Monique talked on the phone, they were each other's representative. It's easy to hide on the phone. It's easy to literally not see someone on a day-to-day basis and how they interact with people in their past and just kind of allow people to see or hear what they want to hear talking on the phone. So that's why when she kept saying, I love him, I love him. Monique, I'm very curious to see what love was represented, what kind of love you saw in your household. Because baby, that's not love. It's not. And also, if I'm done, I'm done. I am not about to sit up here and waste all of this energy on this guy that you claim did you so dirty and you're so done. I'm just not going to spend that energy. Inmates have a great skill of poetry while in jail. You damn right, Monique W. You better say that. They can manipulate and hide very well. You didn't know who he is, and he didn't know who you were. Y'all didn't know each other. Then you get on this national television show. Both of you guys let the fame cloud your judgment. She can say all day long Derek changed because of the fame. First of all, you didn't even know Derek. You knew Derek from jail. But both of you guys, I think, lost your minds when it came to this fame. She ain't never had this much attention in her damn life. And truthfully, neither has Derek. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Derek was a celebrity or was a big time before that. I mean, he may have been big time to his people in Cleveland, but he wasn't like a household name. Hey, Teef. Hey, Michelle. Yeah, like this is crazy. So she literally, again, is showing her ass consistently. And like I said, and I will keep saying in the chat, they do not need to be together. Both of them need to focus on themselves. And what I mean by that is not still trying to deflect and do bookings and stuff like that. They both have serious issues. They need to internally work on themselves, regroup, get their own selves together, understand what self-love is. Because truly, if Monique valued herself like if she valued herself like she valued them damn wigs, hello, I'm gonna repeat that again. If she valued herself like she valued those damn wigs, this shit would have never happened. Oh, because she was damn sure about to cry on that live about us laughing at her saying that Derek took her wig and she called the damn police. She was getting super emotional about that. He took my wig. My wigs are expensive. I don't get my wigs off of Shein. I don't get my wigs off of, baby, a wig? Really? Like a wig? You talking about DV. DV, and you up here getting emotional over a wig? And you wondering why we laughing at your ass? Come the hell on. And then she kept interrupting Gio. And then when Liz was calm and Liz was allowed to talk, she kept interrupting Liz. This girl doesn't listen. She does not listen. And I don't think she's ever going to get it. And honestly, at this point, I don't know if her reaching out and doing the things she's doing is for attention or she's screaming out for help. I'm curious at this point, because for someone who claims she don't never go on Gio's page or other people's pages, she sure find time to be able to call in. Is she possibly screaming out for help? but her ego is blocking it. Because I'm like, if you don't like people, if you have all this anxiety and everything else, why are you willing to get on a live where you know people are going to sit up there and have their opinions? She may be screaming out for help, but she's too bullheaded to just say that, because this is too much. Like the way, even Funky Nine even said the same thing we're saying. That's a dangerous girl. She's vindictive. And I don't give a damn what she said. She said, if I wanted him in jail, I would have said everything. First of all, you posting stuff about DV, what makes you think that a parole officer or anyone else wouldn't take that and want to report it automatically? Like, I don't know to the extent of how the law works, but when you post that type of stuff, it could trigger his parole, I would think. And then let Elizabeth tell it. She been on the slick calling his PO and other things like that. I believe Elizabeth said that. She's been doing that. So that I'm just like, girl, miss me with this shit. You posting it is just as bad as if you called the PO directly. Okay, so Cheryl said, I think she likes attention, whether it's good or bad. She's never had this much attention. That too, but at the same time, she keeps saying that she wouldn't get on a page that doesn't show her. Because remember, the first time she came on, she said, why would I get on a page or a channel that doesn't love and support me? But yet you're still coming to it. So if you don't feel loved or supported, why do you continue to come to it, or other people's channels and post? Why keep doing that? So that's why I'm saying it could be a cry for help, because I'm like, if you claim that it's such a negative environment, why keep coming to it? And then at the same time, when Gio was like, look, I like y'all. I like all of y'all. She was like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Well, guess what, Monique? If you really loved and liked yourself, you wouldn't give a shit if someone loved or like you. If you really loved and liked yourself, you would not give a damn how anyone else feels about you. So the fact that she kept saying, no, you don't. No, you don't. It shouldn't matter to you anyways. But she keeps calling, she keeps interacting, she keeps literally posting, looking at people's social media pages, damn sure looking at all of Elizabeth's stuff. The girl, she got some issues. She got some serious issues, and she really does need help. Her issues are bigger than Derek. She needs to leave Derek alone and truly focus on herself. She needs some damn counseling. But guess what? Derek needs counseling too. Because see, I told you guys a long time ago, Derek was that slick MFer that I wouldn't F with, even if he was the last person on this earth. Because he one of them sneaky people. He's a liar. He's passive aggressive. He can make a woman go to hell off. He definitely has that type of personality. Because all he gonna do is lie, manipulate, deflect, all of that stuff. So I could see him, even not even a Monique, but a woman who's a little bit more on the realistic side. I could see him making a woman want to go off on him. So I'm not even saying that, you know what I'm saying, Derek is innocent. He's far from innocent. I think both of them are an issue, which is why they don't need to be together. Because their love is not, that love is dysfunctional as hell. And yeah, and that's another thing too. She claims she lost her job a month ago. You full of shit. First of all, if you were on FMLA, but yet you are posting all of this stuff about these bookings, about all of this stuff, that don't read FMLA to me. FMLA is family medical leave. So what kind of FMLA were you on, where if anyone really want to prove that you really weren't on some FMLA shit, they can always just go to your social media? Like at this point, people at your job know who the hell you are. They can easily look up like, okay, well, she on FMLA for X amount of months, but she just did a promo. She just literally, traveled somewhere. So last time I checked, FMLA, that's some medical stuff. And you definitely ain't traveling, and you definitely not doing promos. Like, so make that make sense. If you said it's not a medical leave, are you saying that she's lying, or she could be for some? Okay, so yeah, Monique lied. Yeah, because I would say FMLA is a family, like it's like a medical leave. But with medical leave, I mean, one, you got to have proof that you need medical leave, and two, last time I checked, you can't be acting a damn fool and partying in a club where there's video all over the place. That don't sound like FMLA. So, with that being said, she's full of shit. Monique, I could see how she could really annoy the hell out of people, because I'm sorry, I just kept listening in and I'm just like, she is not answering that one question. Her and Derek are very similar. That's why their dysfunction attracted each other. They're very similar. They both move the same way. It's just that she's a little bit more vindictive because she has a little bit more access to stuff, and she maneuvers a little bit better because she knows the internet and social media way better than Derek does. But anywho, let me put a link up here. We're going to talk about it. For those who are open to want to talk about their DV issues, by all means, you can come up here. At the end of the day, I don't really know what happened. My personal opinion in the situation, they both were literally both putting hands on each other. And like I said, time and time again, I don't condone either one of it. I don't condone a man putting his hands on a woman. I don't condone a woman putting her hands on a man. Point blank, period. Exactly. FMLA is for medical reasons. So what medical reason did she have while she was up there in the club in Atlanta with Derek? Because that means you wasn't taking care of the family member, and you clearly are. What's your medical reason when you up in the club? Right, Monique. $600 on an alleged wig, but you don't have money. And to be quite honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. Before I give the link, I'm gonna be real. I don't think she needed money for groceries. I think that was that typical scallywag, hood radish, let me test the waters type of situation. That was her testing the waters. Let me tell you something. Like I said time and time again, and as someone who is a big girl, been a bigger girl, been a smaller girl, we ain't going without no damn food. You full of shit. We gonna find a way to get some food. And she come from a big family, so I be damned. You can find a way to get some food. That was a test to see what he was gonna say and what he was gonna do. Point blank, period. Because it took her a minute to even answer the question. Because he asked her, I think, like, what you need some money for? And she was like, groceries. Child, if someone asks you what you need the money for, you should be able to say X, Y, and Z. I need for this, this, and this. She full of shit. And as a big girl, trust me, her ass know how to get some food. Bullshit. All right, so link is out there. Send the link again. Let's start talking about it. Yes, her priorities are effed up for real. And while she too busy talking to Jill, now here's the thing. I was at work. Wow. I was literally like, I had my earplugs in and everything else. Like, you can tell she don't have anything going for herself. Like, you should really focus on your business. Since you claim you're giving out good quality wigs, boo-boo, focus on your business. Like, come on. I don't get it. Exactly, because she hasn't let go, Pat. It is still called holding on. She hasn't let go of anything. And she trying her best to make sure she know exactly Derek's every move. It's a control thing for her. That's just what it is. And that's not love. If you feel like you got to control people like that, that's not love. But let me bring some people up. Hey,
you damn right, that's not love. Hey, baby.
Hey.
How y'all
doing? And Micheline?
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. How are you? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can hear you.
You hear me? Micheline, can you hear me? Uh-oh. I think we lost it.
I think it's the connection. It comes in and out. Like I said, when the phone freezes, you know that comes in and out.
Yeah. But go ahead, Yuli, since I can't hear her right now. Go ahead.
I'll be honest with you, like from the beginning, I was just saying, "Ay, Dios mío, please let this woman stop."
For real.
But honestly, I'm be honest with you, like the whole entire interview was a disaster because she literally was answering her own questions of the things that we were asking prior to her saying, but yeah, bashing me. Girl, the timing. We kept saying the timing, and she kept ignoring the timing.
Right.
Like, it doesn't make sense, but then you're saying you're not being vindictive. The timing again, like, how you not being
It's all
vindictive? And
about.
they asked you. She went on 3 interviews. In all 3 interviews, they asked her about that, and in all 3 interviews, she said no. So how come after he done come and said to you, "We're done," now you come and say this? Now there's an issue. Now there's this, there's that, and the third. Come on. Is the timing. Let's be honest here. You want to cover your tracks, but that's how exactly you're coming out.
And the thing is, I'm trying to figure out, does she not get this, or she's playing stupid, or is it a mixture of both? Because it's like she really is trying. Because even when Elizabeth was asking her questions like, "Whose fault is this?" All she kept saying was Derek, 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 and I'm like, how can you even say that when we got a freaking video of you choking his neck like a damn chicken? Like
She
how
look like she about to ride him.
she literally looked like she was going to break his neck like he was a damn chicken. And I'm like, did you still say this, Derek? Like, get you up out of here.
Nah, she literally nah. She, the entire interview, I'm like, how many lies do we have a lie detector by voice here? Is there something that is possible? Is there an app that can do that? Like, I seriously question that whole entire thing. It's like, is there an app that can detect how many lies she has said in this interview?
Child. They both lie. They're both liars. Like they just constantly lie. But the thing
Yeah.
is, Derek, he ain't trying to hop on a live every single time somebody come on and keep lying. Like at least to a certain extent, his lies are more controlled. Monique get her ass on a live, and the more she keeps talking, the more she exposes the lies.
Exactly. Because
But
I kept asking her, and that's my thing I kept asking throughout the whole interview. If you knew the first thing he did to you was this before jail, or this, that, and the third when he came out of jail, why would you still stay? Man, I don't care how much you love somebody. My physical well being, my emotional stable and mental, and every single part of me that tells me run, I'm gonna run. And if I feel danger, I'm gonna run. And if this man is presenting some type of danger to me, I'm gonna run. It's happened to me as a teenager. I ran. For my dear life, I ran. So I don't understand to me how it's the concept that you can just sit there and take it. And like, she was giving me like anxiety. I'm sorry. The whole entire interview, she was giving me anxiety.
you and me both, child. You and me both. Because I was just like, this is too much. Like I don't think I've ever heard someone this delusional before. At least with Derek, his delusion and lies are more calm. He's delusional and want to scream and talk over people consistently. So it's like you not only delusional or you want to play stupid, but then you want to sit up there and get an attitude and keep talking over people and screaming over people. Like that's when I was just like, okay, this is just too much. But with that being said, what pulls my wig? But we know that's what pulls my teeth. And Micheline, anybody want to speak on it?
Yes, I have one. I wanted to go back and touch on her having FMLA. I used to work in HR. More than likely, since Monique is a liar, and Derek said a few days ago that he had put out that she had high blood pressure and she has diabetes. More than likely, she probably went to her family doctor, the doctor who prescribed her high blood pressure medication, and said, "Oh, my job is stressing me," and that's a valid point for them to approve your
The FMLA. Oh, your phone went out. Okay, so Micheline said that's a valid point to do FMLA. Now, question as in HR, Micheline, if you can still hear me, I hope you can hear me. I'm gonna talk and hopefully you can answer. If that is the case, what would they do when they see her in the club and stuff like that on social media? Would they find that to be an issue?
They would, but somebody will have to report it. your HR department is not looking like looking outside of work to see what you're doing if you're on leave.
So then, if that's the case, why did she come back to no job? Because she said now she don't have a job for the past month. So what happened where now she ain't got that job? That's the biggest question, because she said she's not working no more. So if you was on FMLA, it should be an easy transition for you to get off of FMLA and go back to your job. She says she's no longer working. So that makes me curious as to what happened.
For me, to be honest, I felt like that was a lie.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, the thing is, she lied so much, we don't know what was
Exactly.
not. So I mean, I literally, but the fact that Micheline's like, okay, with HR, they have to really be looking for you. But then at the same time, if they not looking that hard, why couldn't you go back to Chicago with a job already there for you?
Like, I felt it was a lie, because why didn't you say this from the get-go when everybody's been telling you, oh, you've been unemployed, you this, you that, but you so real.
Yeah, because honestly, for me, I would have said it from the get-go. Like, okay, I'm on from LA, but you know what I'm saying, I still have my job, which means that once she got back to Chicago, she could literally get her doctors to submit something saying she can come back to work and she can start working.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, it's like you lie so much that it's like, what is the truth? Like, you're already crying wolf with this man at this moment. Let's be honest, that's what you're doing.
Right.
You're crying wolf right now. Right. Everybody don't know what to believe, because it's like you said, we've had record of you saying it 4 times, 3 times. He has never hit me. He has never touched me. Girl, then what is it? Because I'm confused.
Right. That's why, child. Go ahead, I keep saying pulls my wig. Go ahead, baby.
I don't even have nothing else for Monique, because after today, she really showed her true hand. At this point, the only supporters she'll have is the angry crew who just want to be miserable and stick beside her. Y'all be my guests. But after today, I am truly exhausted, because we already see how Monique is just truly misery loves cup, and I refuse to be a part of that company, boy. I'm over it. She's just disgusting. Like, I just can't. It just irks me. Like, how can you be okay with the cheating, be okay with him allegedly putting hands on you up until all this time, but then all of a sudden now something else has to be the breaking straw, and it wasn't even the hitting. It just don't make no sense to me. I just don't got time for Monique and the lies. I really don't.
Right, and the thing is that the so-called straw that broke the camel's back was the video that Liz posted about her wanting money for food. And I'm just like, that was it. And that just shows you even more how much Elizabeth triggers her. Because truly, she won't keep saying, she keeps saying dare, but at the same time, she keeps saying, you had Elizabeth record, you had Elizabeth. She is so bothered by Elizabeth. And I'm like, with all the receipts you had, because I remember when Elizabeth posted it, and then the next thing you know, Monique was on her page like, oh, so they're going to play games. I got receipts. I'm about to, like, she pretty much was saying she was going to destroy him. And I was like, well, damn, like, it took that, just you asking for food. Like, we know you a big girl. We know you like to eat. What's the damn problem? And she's like, well, I don't see what the problem is on why I'm asking for some money, because that's my dude. But okay, well, you kind of caught up with that because you claim you was done. So he was technically no longer your dude. So to a certain extent, why are you asking him for money? But let's just go with that. If it's not
that right there, is that timing, girl.
If it's not a problem and that's your dude, then what is the big deal with the recording? Because she's so freaking insecure that I would have easily just sat up there and said, okay, what that's stupid. What you posting this video for? I needed some money. Y'all know I'm a big girl. You know I like to eat. What's the big damn problem? Why did it trigger you that much? You know why? Because truly, she just needed something. Elizabeth could have sat up there and posted a video of her and Derek dancing. Monique probably would have posted that shit. She was ready. She was ready to put them bullets out there. She was ready for it. So it because that was not enough. It really wasn't enough. Let me bring up beautiful Sag girl. Hey, baby, the Sag is coming out.
Baby, when I say that thing triggered me, y'all just don't understand how mad I was because the DV is nothing to play with it.
Love it. She's so vindictive.
And for someone like me who has literally been through it, like I had to literally get off of that and wait till she left, and then I came back because I was in tears because it brings back the things that I have went through and how hard it was for me to actually get out of a situation that I was in. Like you don't play with that. And like Elizabeth said, there are women out here who are struggling, fighting, trying to get out of situations like that. And she playing games, knowing that it was both of them.
All right.
You can literally tell that she was the aggressor.
All right.
She was the aggressor. She was probably beating the hell out of Derek.
And she admitted it. You're right. She did. She admitted it too. When Elizabeth told her, "Isn't it a mutual thing? Isn't it between y'all both? Y'all both do this to each other, correct?" She said, "Yeah, well, you right."
And like I said on Gio's channel, Monique knew exactly what she was doing because we all know once you throw out the DV allegations, you don't even need to be convicted of it. The public opinion will lynch you automatically. Steve Majors done lost just a majority of all his deals. We see what happened to Johnny Depp. Shoot, Gabby and Chris was a
Facts.
so Monique already knew by throwing his name out there that his management and all them might want to stop him because they wouldn't want no bad business. But girl, Derek tagged you by dropping that video because all it made you do was look like a fool. So you ain't hit nobody but yourself.
And I personally think. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I think that because Elizabeth said somebody said, or it may have been her, that she had previously already called his parole. So she literally already tried to get this man sent back to jail. And since that didn't work, I'm finna stop your bag. I'm finna stop you from making money. Since you won't go back to jail, you're not finna be this it nigga. What? I'm sorry. What can I say that word? Can I say the N word?
Just say ninja.
Ninja. Yeah, that ninja. That little light skinned ninja. She really tried to stop his bag.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not even just the bag. It's about just like destroying him. That's why everyone's saying this is a dangerous, dangerous girl. And then I'm sorry, but like she got so mad. This is why I know this girl suffers from a lot of trauma. She suffers from bullying and all of that stuff in her past because look at the way that she responded when everyone was laughing about her saying that he snatched her wig and took her wig and she called the police. Look at the way she responded off of that. Like she could not take it. To me, that in itself would have made me laugh if I said some shit like
that. He didn't call the police till he took that wig off.
But see, that's the thing. But see, my thing is I'm one of those people where if I hear myself and I say something that even sounds silly, I may even laugh with y'all. Like straight up, I'll be like, what the fuck? What did I just say? Excuse my French. Like, what did I just say? The fact that she was like, okay, I'm about to get off. My wigs are expensive. Like, I'm about to get off. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I don't get my wigs off of shit. I was just like, damn.
Girl, them AliExpress wigs. She better sound.
I was like, she's really getting emotional over this wig. Like, this wig. See, and that's the thing. Your wig should not define your beauty. Your inner beauty is the main thing. I don't care if you do have a bald cap on your head. If you know you that chick, and especially if you feel like you're in danger, honey, that who cares? Who cares what that bald cap giving at that point? Who cares? So when she was saying that, hell yeah, we was laughing at her. And she couldn't take it. She could not take it. She was like, I'm about to get off the damn phone. Even when Gio was like, so what that thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? What that thing? Like, she got off. It's like, girl, at the end of the day, the stuff that you're saying is making us laugh. And at a certain point, you should be laughing too. Like, who calls the police about a wig? Literally. Especially if you claim your man got it like that to a certain extent and you calling him, asking him for money, then he'll just buy another wig.
About the money. They supposed to be broken up. So technically, she said, I can call my man for some money. That's not your man no more. So what you calling him for?
Exactly. Exactly.
That right there is the reason.
So that tells you right there she's not over it, because literally that same day, that was the same day, remember, she had the interview with that tea time guy, and she said she was done. So when she said she was done, that same day you asking for money, that same night you're asking for money. So this is why
That's it. Exactly.
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, people got to be careful on what people. Everybody has a different definition of love, especially depending on what their environment was growing up. So her saying she loved him, that last time I checked, that ain't love. If you're willing to destroy me like that, that's not love. That is not love. Love does not do that. Oh, Monique is lonely in a facial challenge. Child. She said a facial challenge. Facts. I mean, at the end of the day, beauty, you know what pulls my teeth? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. There's someone out there for everyone. But at the same time, and this is what Funky Dineva was saying from the beginning, the majority of this superficial world, because let's be clear, we are in a superficial world. The majority of people in this world would not see Monique, especially in the United States, as someone who is physically appealing. And I'm not even just talking about body-wise, but facial-wise. And we're not even talking about the internal, because sometimes I feel like the internal is really messes her up as far as her external beauty as well.
Monique
But
is the perfect embodiment of the true American that the foreigners see.
ooh, say a word. Go ahead.
Want to get real about it.
Go ahead. I mean, keep going.
Obese, evil, vindictive, money hungry, greedy. Shall I go on?
You sure can. Go ahead, baby.
Shit.
Go ahead, because I mean, at the end of the day, you're speaking nothing but truth right there, because a lot of people do think that about Americans. They do.
Selfish,
Bullies,
big.
like all of that. And the sad part about it is we all know Derek is not innocent, but in this situation, she truly is allowing him to, she is making this situation so difficult to where people are on Derek's side. That's when you know shit.
That's what I was like. I said, when did Derek become the hero? Everybody, the cape storm for him. I said, wait a minute now.
But that goes to show you how really God works, because whatever someone meant for evil for him turned into something good.
Ooh, a word. Go ahead. A word.
Because that, like I say, that whole, like my situation, and I'm gonna try to tell it without crying, even though it's been about 10 years now. But I married my
All right, let it out, beautiful Sag. We're here for support. We don't judge nobody, so go ahead.
So I got pregnant at 17, and I'm 43 now.
Mm-hmm.
And I married my son's father because my grandmother was like, okay, you're pregnant, and at that time you had to marry. You had to get married. Ain't no babies out of wedlock, ain't no shacking up, ain't none of that. So I married this man. I did not know that he was going to end up how he was. And it just started happening. Like I started getting belittled. And I didn't know, that was not normal, because it was normal for me to see my grandfather have a different family around the corner and my grandmother accept that. So literally about 3 months into our marriage, I started getting cussed out. I started, being something that I wasn't. My look started changing. Then he started hitting me physically. Would come in, be gone 2-3 days. Of course, I'm upset. And instead of, him coming up with excuses, I just close hand punch. And he threatened me. He said, look, you leave me and you take my child, I'll kill everyone in your family. So I was literally terrified to leave this man, covering up black eyes, covering up bruises, trying to protect my child, not knowing that I really was setting my child up to be just like his dad. So I actually told my mom what happened. what was going on. And this is now years into the marriage, because we were married literally about 10 years. So years of being in this marriage, I was like, look, I'm tired of this. I got to get away. So I go to my aunt's house, my baby, I'm pregnant, and I'm hiding because I know he's not going to find me here. He's not going to look for me here. He's going to go to my mom's house, or cousins that he knows I talk to, but he's not going to go to my aunt's house. And he did. And he was trying to pull me in the car to get me to go with him. And if he would have got me in that car, he would have killed me. My aunt came outside, tried to pull me in the house. We're fighting, and he shoots and kills my aunt in front of me while I have my child in my hand, and then turns the gun on himself in front of me. So that's with her saying all of this, it just really brought all that back, that moment that I was afraid for my life, afraid for my child's life. My aunt lost her life trying to protect me. And for years, I blamed myself because I went to her for protection, to hide, and he still found me. And instead of owning up to what he did, he, like a coward, he took his life and did more damage, because now I have his family like, oh, you're the reason why my brother's gone. You're the reason why my son killed himself. It was so hard for me to get out of that situation and to get to a place in my life where I'm okay. I have accepted that I'm a survivor. My child is not going to be like his dad. I'm going to make sure that he knows it is not okay to hit a woman. It is not okay to try to stop your wife or your girlfriend from having a job, because I thought it was cute. Oh, my husband don't want me to work. No, that was his way of trying of controlling the finances, controlling what I spent money on, controlling me. It was pure control. And for her to play with something that is so serious to some of us women who have literally had to fight our way out of that situation, she really ought to be ashamed of herself. Because it was both of them. I didn't go and argue and pick fights with my husband about this and that or where you went. But he came home and wanted to fight me as a way to control me and to keep me down. So I really, really, like, my heart goes out to her, because one, I don't even think she know any better. She's so vindictive and evil. She does not know the hurt that she is causing other women like myself, and what kind of example she's setting for these followers. Because 9 times out of 10, her followers that are pumping her head up, them little girls ain't nothing but maybe 22, 23. They don't know any better, but she know better. And that's my story. That's why I had to log off, because like I said, it triggered me, and I couldn't listen to her talk anymore. So, but that's how I got out of it, through literally putting my aunt in the grave for protecting me, is how I got out of a domestic violence situation. So
First, beautiful, sad. First of all, wow, your story is powerful. That is nothing but the grace of God. I know some people may not believe in a higher power, but for me, that was nothing but the grace of God that he kept you. But your story is so traumatic. I'm so sorry with everything that you went through. Losing your aunt and just seeing that, and you said your baby was in your hands. Yeah. So baby also, I don't know how old he was at the time.
At the time he was just 5 years old.
But he can,
and he know, and like he that's like I still do therapy. I'm still in therapy. My son, he kind of strayed away for it, but I can see anger in him, right. And I'm trying my best to make sure that to be better. You don't have to be like that. It's not in you. You didn't inherit that.
Right.
You have to be better. But I still go to therapy because, like I said, it's still that it's my fault because of me. It happened because of me, because I didn't leave when I was supposed to leave. I was too afraid to leave when I should have left. Or women say, well, why did you stay so long? Look, when a man has control over everything,
Right.
and you're shame, because a lot of it is shame that we don't leave. We don't want to be this poster for an abused woman. We don't want that stereotype. And me coming from the family that I didn't want to be that stereotype of a young mother, single, got a baby, then one get to have another baby or have all these baby daddies everywhere. I wanted my family to work because that's what I saw.
Right. And your story, someone as well, I think Cheryl said it, your story will help and teach other women. And you're absolutely right. This is serious. It is serious. And like you said, it triggered you because there are women out there, such as yourself, who could not find a way out. They could not get out. It started off with the control of the finances and then isolating you from your family and different things like that. And then it gets to the point where, yeah, you could not find a way out. And yeah, I think you said at one point you blamed yourself. Don't blame yourself. The thing is, when it comes to domestic violence or DV, it's the person who's doing the abusing. It's them. It's not you.
A lot of times we think we can change these men. You can't change nothing but your draws.
You can't. You can't. You cannot change them. They are who they are. And they will always stay that way until they get some help. And I don't even know. I mean, again, and granted, we don't know where their trauma came from for them to act the way that they act, but that's not our issue. Our thing is we have to get out. We have to choose ourselves first. So I think that's what's causing a big issue with this Monique situation, is because she truly has taken a situation and made it seem like she was like in survival mode, like she was just trying to survive and stay alive. And clearly that's not the case, because if that's the case, you wouldn't have been so free to go back to Chicago.
That was my thing when she told Elizabeth, I was in Cleveland, you could have hopped your ass on a plane at any given moment.
Exactly. She had no problem getting, like, literally, she had no problem. If you really was sick for 4 days and you said it took you $200 to get to the casino, at the end of the day, you could have took that money, got to the closest rental car place, got you a rental, and made your way back to Chicago.
I wouldn't care if I had to get on the bus. If knowing what I know now and the resources that are available now, because you have to, like I said, I'm older. So a lot of things that were, easy and accessible now were not accessible then. So she had so many different outlets. You got 2 big ass sisters. You mean to tell me that boy was hitting on you and they ain't do nothing about it?
Not even that. She got 3 big sisters. Remember, 3 big sisters from that last episode when they all kind of somewhat jumped Derek and his mama. She got a whole crew.
Y'all can get on him about his phone, but not sit you two down about the issues you're having, because physical violence, that it can lead to death. And I can testify to that.
Right. And then another thing is, she say that her sisters apparently knew about the DV.
And they sitting up in this man, like when my brothers found out everything that was going on, they were more mad at me for not saying nothing.
Right. But here's the thing: if they knew about it, why didn't they expose it? Why they was too busy exposing Elizabeth or doxing Elizabeth? Why didn't they expose that Derek was putting his hands on their sister? Why not? You know what I mean? But I just want to, like, back to you. So this happened when you were younger. Like you said, you're still in counseling. Any advice, and this is not even just about Monique at this point, because Lord knows, but any advice you want to give, because you are a survivor. You are a survivor of like some legit DV. Any advice you want to give, anything that you want to continue to share, because I truly think there are people on this live right now, people who are going to look at this and they are currently in their situation and they don't know how to get out. Like I mean, you know. So is there anything that you want to say? Any advice you want to give?
Don't hide it. Do not hide it. You need talk to someone. Have someone know what you are going through. That was part of my issue. I didn't tell anyone. And when I finally said something, it was too late. Talk to somebody. I don't care if it's a preacher or a counselor, but talk to somebody. Never let a man have total control over you. It is not cute. It is not. It's a control. It's a way to control you. That's how it starts. Don't let anybody control you, the way you dress, the way you talk, none of that. Your finances, but most importantly, have someone you can talk to, because they're going to open up that door and they're going to know, okay, my sister, my cousin is in danger. I'm going to tell somebody, because trust me, they're not going to keep it to themselves. They're going to get others involved, and and it'll go from there. You have to talk to somebody. You cannot hide it. Do not hide it.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You want to stay up here? Can you stay up here?
Yeah, I'm on the clock. Y'all know I be doing 5 things at once. So.
Well, we've connected. You know, I got love for you, beautiful Sag.
Thank you.
I would have never known with your beautiful spirit that you, and that's another thing too.
That's how that's a defense mechanism.
You
Like
never
a lot of women, we
keep
hide
it
behind a
over.
smile. We hide behind jokes. And on the inside, we're screaming for help. But that whole, you know how suffer in silence?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be silent.
So do you think, I'm sorry, Teef, I'm sorry, baby, but quick question, beautiful Sag, really quick. And Victoria, I see you. I just muted you really quick because I want to just continue a little bit with Sag. But do you think Monique's situation, and I'm not even saying on a DV level, do you think all of this stuff that she's doing, calling Geo's live, looking at social media, posting all this stuff, do you think it's a cry out for help and not even on a DV situation, but a cry out for help for other reasons?
I think it's more so help for herself, because she does not have she's not, you know, I joke and I say she looked like Eddie Levert, but she is so insecure, and that attention, she needs attention, and she doesn't care if it's negative, if it's positive, any of that. Now that she's gotten a little taste of it, she wants it. And that's why I didn't scream DV, because every woman that I have met in group sessions, it was very hard for us to speak about our situations. We didn't just come out and say, yeah, he beat me. No. But her problem is with herself. She looks in the mirror and she does not like who she sees. And that goes on the inside. She doesn't like the type of person that she is on the inside. Because if you ugly inside, that ugliness pours out.
You better say it. You better say it.
She needs to find some kind of way to find her again. And it may be her inner child. Something happened to her like you say, maybe she was bullied. That little girl that's in there needs to talk to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
She has never been heard.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's never been heard, she's never been seen. That's why outward is so important to her, because she can fake that wig. She can fake them lashes. You can fake a smile, but you cannot fake ugliness. And that was created. She wasn't born like that. It was created. So whatever was in her that was traumatized, she needs to talk to somebody to find her, to heal that look, because I think it goes to childhood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And like Pat said, I posted it before, and you said a word. Child trauma leads to adult drama. That is so true.
That's a word.
That is a word. It is so true. Child trauma leads to adult drama. If you don't handle that trauma as a child, it goes into your adulthood. And a lot of people, even they 40s, they 50s, they 60s, they still have not healed from that child trauma. I shared that even with my own family. I got older family members who are my elders who still have not gotten over their child trauma. And still to this day, at their age, they are still have adult drama. It just, if you don't heal it, it's gonna continue. But let me let Victoria up. Well, she's up, but take her off. Hey, Victoria,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm okay.
You all right? You wanna share your story, or what would you like to say?
Yeah, yeah, I decided to go ahead and share it.
Well, this is a safe space, so go ahead. You have the floor.
I um I kind of blasted off a little bit when we were on the phone earlier because it angered me a lot because it took me a long time to get out of my situation. And in my situation, I was stalked, I was beaten, I was beaten in front of my children. I was almost run over. I was raped. I was locked in my house. I had the telephones ripped out of the walls and they were wrapped up in front of my face to the point where I was tied up where I could see them and just stare at them. And he would just stand there and stare at me and just talk shit to me to the point where you can't touch them. You can't call nobody. There's nothing you can do. And she sits up there online and she says the things that she does. And she says things like he hit me, he beat on me, and he did this and he did that. And she says it as a joking aspect. And it's a trigger for me because those were things that I couldn't do nothing about. And it took the man that I'm with now to get me out of the situation that I was in. And I was in that situation for years. And it was times where my oldest daughter used to jump on his back to get him off of me. And it's like I cry about those things now. And I just hated the way she talks about it. Like she argues about it. She just argues with everybody. Like it's not women out here that have truly been through those things. And it's not a situation like you can just get up and leave like you want to leave. Like I tried to leave several times. He stalked me, he followed me, and until I met this man that I'm with now, that was the only person that he was afraid of.
Can you guys hear? I think Victoria went out.
So,
Oh, you there, Victoria?
yeah,
Okay, your phone went out. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
he just thought he was just bigger than anybody. And and it was like he just thought he could be anybody. And until I met this man that I'm with now, that was the only person that he was afraid of. And it was because of him that I'm out of that situation. And he didn't have to fight him or anything. I don't know what it was, but he was just afraid of him.
And you were able. So how long were you in this DV? How many years?
Oh my God. It was like over 10 years. And the
And
funny thing about it, I just happened to be out. I mean, he was in and out of jail because of me calling the police, and they would lock him up, and he would spend little spurts of time in jail, in prison actually, and and then I just happened to be going to the gas station one night, and I met the man that I'm with now, and that was just by the grace of God, and we exchanged phone numbers, and we talked on the phone a few times, and I stopped talking to him because I I was just so scared to talk to somebody else. And we went 3 months without talking. I threw his phone number away. I changed my phone number, and he reached out. I worked at the Social Security office, and he reached out to the main Social Security number and hunted me down. And I was sitting at my desk one day, and he called me, and that's how he found me, and we've been together ever since.
wow. It's amazing, like Victoria, beautiful souls. Like I first of all, thank you for sharing your stories. This is powerful because we don't realize how much people are in DV situations. And pulls my teeth. You mentioned also you were in a DV situation. We just don't realize what people are going through or have gone through. And most of the time, when people go through that, and here's the thing, do we really know what Monique has gone through? We don't know. But I do know that based on what I'm hearing and what I have seen, most people aren't going to keep posting stuff like that on social media. They're just not because you know what I mean? It's just especially over a video about wanting to get groceries. So that's why people are questioning. But at the same time, I see some people are in the comments saying that, that's her truth. It is what it is. Okay, yeah, it is her truth. But when you're hearing stories right now and you're seeing in the comments that there are other women and men who have gone through the same thing, you tell me if that's the same type of reaction what these women and men have gone through versus what Monique is saying. You tell me. Because honestly, it's not adding up for me. Do I know? No, I don't. But what I do know is that these things are very painful to talk about. It's real. And everything that you've heard, people have been scared for their lives. So this is something serious. And Victoria, I thank you so much for sharing your story. I'm so happy you are in a better place. Are you going to counseling? Have you been to counseling?
Yeah, I've been the counselor.
You been to counseling? Are you still going? Or
Yeah, I still go.
you know what? Hey, I'm a firm believer in counseling and therapy.
And do you know every year that on the anniversary that we got married, he calls me from an unknown number and wishes me happy anniversary.
Oh my gosh. Do you have a restraining order or anything on him or
They won't give me one.
oh my gosh. Okay, okay, so I don't know if you want to talk about that and when we're dealing with like legal stuff, maybe we want to talk about that. But you're okay. You feel you're okay now. You got the man who's protecting you and everything. Do you feel safe? You feel good?
Oh,
Is
I feel very safe.
okay. Okay. And that's definitely what I want to hear. Thank you for sharing your story. This is real. This is real. And this is what I joke and I laugh and I talk about scripted shows and reality shows, but I also want a safe space for people to give their stories and their opinions, whether we agree or not. And I thank you for sharing your story. So, any advice you want to give to women and men out there going through this, and any advice you want to give to Monique?
There is no advice to give to her because she don't get it. She don't get it. She just don't get it.
Any advice you want to give to other women out there going through what you went through?
The only advice, you know, there was a lady that helped me when I was going through what I was going through, and she said, all I want you to do is help the next. And whenever I meet someone that's going through what I go through, I sit down and I talk to them and I tell them what I went through. And one thing that was said to me: when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you'll do something about it. And that is the most true thing that was ever said to me, because you won't put your effort into it until you've been sick and tired.
Yeah. So much for sharing your story, Victoria. You can definitely stay up if you want, or you can go back down. But I so appreciate you. I care for you. The fact that you're willing to come up here and share your story, and I'm so happy you're out of the situation and you found your king that's going to protect you. So I'm so happy for that. And I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you because at the end of the day, this stuff is still continuing. Like it's still a trigger for you, and the fact that he still calls you, once a year, like this stuff is still triggering. Like, and it's not just about the physical; it's also about the emotional and the mental, and that's clearly what he tries to do every year.
Yeah, yeah. It's gotten to the point where Monique triggers me.
Yeah,
She triggers me because I feel that she takes it as a game.
yeah, yeah. And
And
that's the thing. Everybody's saying that it's a trigger, like it's triggering. That's why so many people were like almost screaming at her in the comments because she doesn't understand how this can trigger so many people. Again, I want to stress it's not just women, it's men too. Men go through domestic violence too.
yes, yes.
Mhm.
She's a trigger for a lot of people, and she don't get it. She just don't get it.
Yeah,
And and what I was saying earlier, you know, like Derek doesn't get on online as much as he used to, because I think he's through with her.
yeah.
She's triggering. She's very triggering. And someone else before me said that attention. She needs that attention. And it's like, if she's not gonna get it from him, she wants it from everybody else. And it's like people are tired.
So you don't think it's a cry out for help? You think it's a way for her to get attention also?
Yes, it's attention, and people are tired.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, Sheila.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Go. I'm sorry, Victoria. All right, were you just really quick, Victoria? Are you done? Because I just want to make sure you got everything out.
yeah, and I want to go down because I know there's plenty of more people that want to tell their story.
Yeah. Again, I appreciate you so much. You just don't understand how much I appreciate you. Thank you for sharing your story. I think
You're
you
welcome.
you don't realize how much you're going to be helping people who are currently on the live or going to listen to this live. So I thank you, and I support you, sister, 1,000%.
You're welcome.
Thank
And I hope
you.
I help somebody.
You did. You did. This live was needed. This live was needed. It was supposed to start off as a roast, but at the end of the day, I'm all about healing people. And let's be clear, if Monique wanted to hold herself accountable and stuff, I'm all about her being healed too. Let's be real. Like at the end of the day, I talk about her because of her attitude, but he needs healing too. And if she's willing to take that step to
Yeah,
heal, who am I to
she
judge?
does. She
Yeah.
does.
Yeah. Who am I to judge? If she's ready to heal and she's willing to do that, who am I to judge? Who am I to judge? So thank you, Victoria. I appreciate you so much.
You're welcome. I appreciate you too. Bye
Have
bye.
a good night. I know you said you're going to be in the chat. So have a good night. Hey, Sheila, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Excuse me. I also too was in a DV relationship many years ago. I'm an older lady. I've also been following the whole saga, the Derek, Monique, Liz, Darren, everything saga. And so I have kind of a different perspective on it. It's not, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to the ladies that came on here and shared their story. I know it wasn't easy because I lived it. My situation, my husband, my first husband used to jump on me, and it when it happens for the very first time, because I did not come from that type of environment. When it happens for the first time, you're in shock, you're embarrassed. And so, in that sense, I understand the protection. I know that Monique had several opportunities to say, yes, he hit me. But during the times that she was asked, she thought that she was still going to maintain that relationship. So that's just not something that sounds weird to me, because women protect men all the time. You know, the politicians, doctors, lawyers, prominent men that are out here, and then just regular guy, you know, the regular guy on the street, they protect them because they're embarrassed. And the way you sink down so low when you're being jumped on, and then the even when it's not physical, if you've got a man that's constantly demeaning you, you start soaking that in. And I don't know. I know it's easy to say that Monique could have just got up and left. You know, she was in the hotel. She should have went back home. I'm not even disputing any of those things. But I'm saying within her, if she felt like mentally that because for some reason she was still locked into him. If he hit her on the on the first week, uh, and he was hitting her already and she didn't leave, then it was something in her connecting her to this man, or feeling as though she was connected to him. Because every time you get out of a DV relationship and you look back, it's easy to say, you know, why did I stay? And, you know, I should have never put up with that. And I'm worth more than that. And hopefully she'll look at herself in the future, heal up, and understand that no woman should put up with that, and she shouldn't be putting her hands on him either. I wanted to make that very clear. I'm one of those type of people that feel like everybody should keep their hands to themselves, because you're an adult, you're in a relationship, and if you feel like you're to the point where you want to hit your significant other, you certainly don't need to be there. And I put up with being slapped. I was punched. My husband bloodied my nose. He broke my arm. You know, I went through a lot of stuff, and I still feel like, and definitely not to diminish any of the other ladies again that came on here before I did, but I'm just saying that it's either true or it's not true. And I just don't believe Derek, because his very own sister put that out there before Monique ever said anything. And when she asked the question, well, why am I lying? But Liz wasn't lying. I just couldn't understand, yeah, like what's the answer to it either happened or it didn't happen. And so for people to feel like, well, she's mad now, he's moved on, he's going to get his bag and all that. But why does he deserve his bag if he did do that? Why does he deserve to go on and be popular and make appearances and get paid and all that stuff when he's lying? I mean, the CO said, I spit on him in the worst way. Nobody spits on someone in the worst way for no reason. And I just feel like, it's been a real murky area, with Liz putting that out there about her own brother in the beginning. I mean, she put it out there right away. There was another instance where she said that, she was going to send him back to jail herself. And this is long before Monique said anything, because Monique was still in protect mode. I'm going to protect him. I'm not going to tell anybody what's really going on. And so when she finally said something, maybe it's the timing that has everyone saying, no, well, I don't believe her. But it either happened or it didn't. And I definitely believe that it happened. The type of details that she gave. And I just feel like, from being in that type of situation, the bending the fingers back, little stuff like that, and him wanting to and just like you said, if you have iCloud, if she's able to retrieve that information, uh, and if she put out, if she was able at some point now, and really at this point, they really just need to leave each other alone and get off of the internet. I do believe that. But I just, it's hurtful. But I just didn't feel like she was doing it to make light of people who have gone through those types of situations. I think she was just speaking from her experience, because some people, even though they can leave because they're locked in, they still feel like they can't leave, even though from the outside looking in, it was like, hey, you could have just left. Because with me, one day I just had enough. He wasn't at home and I just left and I never went back.
Thank you, Sheila, for sharing your story. Let's have dialogue about everything that you said, because again, anybody is welcome up here, even if they have a difference of opinion. Okay, so Sheila, you're saying that it either happened or it didn't, but you think, in your opinion, it did happen. Now, my thing is, DV both ways is not good. And one thing that I was always taught is that while my mother taught me that a man should not hit a woman, at
Right.
the same time, if you put your hands on a man, you don't know how he was raised and how he's going to react.
Exactly.
So with that being said, and I also have heard, and again, please correct me if you guys, have an opinion on the situation, but I've also heard that mutual combat, meaning that both of them are going at it,
Mm-hmm.
considered domestic violence. Is that accurate? If they're both fighting each other, meaning that they're both going back and forth, is that considered domestic violence? Or is domestic violence when you truly have an abuser and a victim, someone who's just putting their hands on someone and literally they're not fighting back, or they can't fight back? That, like, do you know by law if that is accurate or not accurate? Because if they were in fact fighting each other, is that considered, what I'm saying, domestic violence? What is your take on that?
I think, I think him fighting his sister was domestic violence, to be honest with you, because it happens in families too. But
Mm-hmm.
that's my opinion. I don't know it by law. In my situation, I did not fight my husband. I was too afraid to. But when you get in a situation where a woman is being beaten and beaten, and then she finally fights back, then what? Like with Tina Turner, it's like you get to a point where like you say, it's either fight or flight. Me, I left when he wasn't there. But when he was hitting me, I was always scared to hit him back, because I thought that was going to escalate. I thought it would make it worse. I thought he would, escalate it to whatever. And I didn't want to find out. So I don't know what they were, what went on there. But I just hope that they both go their separate ways. It's not love, it's because when you're loved by somebody who does respect you, and that goes both ways, men and women, you're not going to feel connected to someone that feels like they have to physically control you, whether it's the man or the woman or both of them.
Right. Yeah, and definitely, and Jennifer, I see your comments also. Yeah, I don't think I mean, and I'm sure some people are saying she's truly lying. I mean, like, that Derek didn't put hands on her, period. We don't really know. I have constantly said I don't really know what went on. Based on the pictures, I didn't see any bruises, in my opinion, but I don't know what went on. I just say, and like Sheila, you said the same thing. It's the timing of it.
But
That
Liz said it months ago. Why would Liz just why would
she
she say
did.
that about her brother? I don't understand what she would have to gain by that.
She did say that, and she also mentioned, and that was something that was mentioned today, that Poo Poo, Aubriana, her and Derek were fighting each other. But she did say both of them were in the wrong. Poo Poo
Right.
slapped Derek. Poo Poo busted out his windows. He apparently strike back. My whole thing is both of them are in the wrong.
Right. I
Both of
agree.
them are in
Yes.
the wrong. So the thing is, and she did say that he did hit her. However, again, she has also said, even before this came out, that they were fighting each other.
Mm-hmm.
And said that too. So that's the thing, is that she said that, but she has also said in previous lives that they've been fighting each other, and We TV or production or whatever was done, you know what I'm saying, with it. So, and then the video. Now, granted, the video did, people saying the video kind of looked like a skit, but putting your hands around a man's neck does not come off as if you are scared of someone. And that is still not saying that DV didn't happen. But
Mm-hmm.
video, she put her hand around him, took him around like she wasn't fearing what was gonna possibly come next.
She got in his personal space and yoked him up.
You know what I mean? Like, and to me, when you are truly scared of what someone could do to you, I don't know if you're really trying to yoke someone up and take his neck or whatever. But again, I have not been in that situation, which is why I'm asking people on the panel and also in the chat, you know, what do you guys think about that video? Because to me, in that video, she didn't seem like she was fearful about, once that video ended, what would be the repercussions.
Right. And not in that particular video, but it doesn't mean that other situations didn't go on, and that we don't know. We, you know, none of us are behind closed doors, and I understand that. So I'm definitely not taking away from anything that anyone else has said, and I did see that video, and it was shocking to me, and it did look skittish at one point, especially when Derek kept saying, look, you know, look how she do me, you know, like he was making sure that, you know, he was facing the camera and what have. But I even then I can't say, but that doesn't mean that it wasn't, you know, the situation, because I'm not going to put my hand around a man's neck. I'm not going to hit any man and expect him not to retaliate. That's why I say everyone should keep their hands to themselves, male and female, or whoever you're in a relationship with, is what I mean.
And really quick, Sheila, Jennifer, who's to say that he hit her first? We none of us know. We know Derek's side, we know Monique's side, and somewhere there's possibly the truth in the situation. I'm just asking questions. So basically, if a man and a woman are mutually fighting, then it's acceptable that a man beats a woman. No, I don't think that's what any of us have said.
No, but the general consensus is, keep your hands to yourself, man or woman. Human beings are human beings. Everyone has a breaking point.
Right.
Somebody, they have the expectation to hit you back.
Right.
So don't put your hands on somebody if you don't want that discussion.
Right. No one has said that. No one has said that. DV, like I said, goes both ways, but no one has said that. At the end of the day, we don't know who struck who first. We don't know what went on. What we do know is that the situation is toxic. That's what we all know. But no one is saying, nowhere, no one has said that. So I don't know where you're getting that from, but trust and believe. We are just having open dialogue, but no one is saying that if a man hits a woman and a woman hits back, that's mutual combat. I'm asking the question in the sense of, if both of them are fighting each other, who's to say that a woman puts her hands on a man first and that man strikes back and they both have bruises? What happens in that situation by law? What happens in that situation? Or if both of them are saying that one put their hands on each other, but neither one of them have bruises, what happens in that situation? That's the scenario that I'm going for in a situation. Not saying either one is right or wrong. I just know that DV in general for me is wrong, and that's for all of it. We have people who are in relationships, same-sex relationships, that go through domestic violence.
Right.
Wrong, period.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. But he is denying it every time. Monique did at least admit today, yes, we hit each other. Derek says it has never happened, and his sister put that out there first. And I didn't see him go live right after she first said it and said, "Oh no, you know," or maybe that was one of the videos I missed if he did, because I've seen so many of them. And you know, she put that out there, and that's the only reason why Angela Yee and Tea Time and Geo and everybody asked her, was she being hit? Because Liz put it out there initially because she wasn't going to say anything about it because she was still trying to stay in the relationship at the time. So I understand that either you're protecting him or you're trying to protect yourself or you're trying to get, you don't want that embarrassment that goes along with it. It's a very, very sticky, ugly situation. I tell you that for sure.
It is. It is. It's definitely I've dealt with emotional abuse, but I have not dealt with physical abuse. I've dealt with a man threatening that he was going to do something. He didn't do it though, but I've dealt with
Mhm.
emotional abuse. But my whole thing is it's a very sticky situation, which why I think for a lot of people who experience it, it's very hard for them to get out of it because there's people who may not believe them. There's
Mhm.
so many different factors that come, with it. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely, and again, this is just open dialogue in the
Right.
situation. So I don't know the right or wrong answer. I wish I had an attorney that was on here that could really give a criminal attorney that could really give the do's and don'ts and what ifs on the situation. But the reality is Derek is still on parole. So if
Right.
it happened, he's not gonna be honest about it. He's not.
Right.
He's not going to be honest about it. He is on parole. One thing's for sure, that man I think hasn't even been out of jail for a year yet. So he's definitely, you know what I mean. He's definitely not trying to go back. You know
Yeah.
what I mean. So it's like at the end of the day. But yes, I mean, there's no denying it was said. But I also know that she did say. Well, Elizabeth said that they be hitting each other. She did say that. So and again, we're also dealing with and Elizabeth, who is still pissed off at her brother and what happened with her. You know what I mean?
Right.
He got doxxed and everything else. So, sometimes when people are upset and they, pissed off and, their family kind of doing them dirty, they'll start dropping stuff. You know what I mean? And it could have been that she said that it's to try to dig at Derek. Who knows? But I do know she did, yes, she did say it. And she also said that they fight each other. And that's why it's a situation where
Yeah, but she's put a lot of their business out there. She on live. I mean, it's stuff that she was saying that I could never sit up in video. And I'm talking about my family. I mean, as far as saying she was going to send them back to jail, I'm going over Big Mouth's house. I'm gonna bust all her windows out. And she's saying this while she's on live. And I understand that she was upset because they were doxing her because it was wrong. They didn't have to put her information out. But to say, I'm going over Big Mom's house, you're putting threats on live video, and putting a lot of toxicity out there. And she's talked about their family, so they come from a rough, environment, and so that's another factor that may play into the how they go at each other. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I mean, look, at the end of the day, nobody's perfect in the situation. I've always said the common denominator is Derek. That's why Derek, that is not, I do not like Derek. I do not like that man because he caused this because he comes off very passive aggressive and just sat back and literally allow all of this stuff to happen. But now that vindictive behavior or that lashing out is coming towards him, now all of a sudden he wants to stand up. I don't trust Derek. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, oh, and that's another thing too. Jennifer, no, we saw that video. She never said, let me out. She never said, let me out. In that video,
Hmm.
she claimed that she knew he was recording. So if you knew
Hmm.
he was recording at that point, that's when you really should turn it up. But she didn't
Right.
say, let me out. She just took his throat and was like, I'm playing with you. Like she didn't say, let me out. So, but again, does that mean that he still hasn't put his hands on her? No, I can't say that. In that
Yeah.
video, she didn't say, let me out of the room now, Derek. She didn't say anything like that.
Right. No, she did not. I did. I watched that, and it's just unfortunate, like I said, because it doesn't, like you say, it doesn't mean that he hasn't put his hands on her. So that I just felt like it was real, leaning towards she was just completely lying. And I'm thinking, now, well, she did admit to the physical abuse, and it was going both ways. But Derek has vehemently denied ever touching. He don't. I don't. I don't hit females. I was raised by my grandmother. He's got this whole spiel. That speech going to make him seem as though. But I don't think he expected that CEO to say that because he got her on there to vouch for him. And she was on there saying, no, he ain't hit me. He ain't hit me. She said, but I spit on Derek in the worst way. And I'm thinking, wow, why would you even let that come out if you were supposed to be on his side? It was very strange.
Because I think Derek does a lot of underhanded, conniving stuff. I do. I don't think he's innocent by any means. I do not think he's innocent. I think that he tries to play innocent. He tries to play and say the right things. You know what I'm saying? Because he's one of those guys that he wants to be likable. He wants to be liked.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I like I said, I don't defend. Now, what I will say is because of this situation, she's making Derek look more innocent because he's stepping back, not saying nothing and continuing to live his life, and she's still lashing out about the situation. So it's like, and again, if she really has gone through this, she has every right to lash out. But then at the same time, if you're going to say this, and if you're seriously done, then why not take it to that? Like, because she said if she wanted him in jail, she would have pressed charges on him. So,
Yeah, she could have. Yeah, she could have put him in jail a long time ago.
right. So my whole thing is, if you're saying that and you keep wanting to talk about this, like, I guess my thing is, what is the purpose of all of this? What is the purpose? Because at this point, it's almost like you're not going to press charges. You claim police on him multiple times, nothing happened. So what is the end result? Because to me, everybody has an end result in everything that they do. So what is the end result in this?
I don't know. I guess only time will tell. But I hope that they stay far, far away from each other because, and that the whole family, heals because
Yeah.
it's a lot going on over there, and nobody's family is perfect at all, and but I just feel like, like Liz was saying, well, your dad's a crackhead, and why don't you talk about that? Why is everybody focused on me? So she has her perspective, and they got on the show for whatever reason. They make a few dollars and tell their story, but it just turned into such a big mess that I'm sure that looking back, no, she couldn't possibly say, well, it was worth it. This has been a whole mess.
I think honestly, both of them come from very traumatic backgrounds. Now, granted, Monique definitely hasn't really talked about her situation, but we know somewhat of Derek's situation. They both, in my opinion, probably came from very traumatic backgrounds, and they trauma bond. It wasn't love, it was trauma bond.
Right.
And literally, like I said, you speaking to each other on the phone, anybody can show their representative over the phone, even for 2 years. It's only when you really get to deal with people on a day-to-day basis that you really get to see people for who they are.
Right.
I mean, so like at the end of the day, and that's just like, I love him. Baby girl, it's not love. That's not love. And I hope these young kids, these girls understand that are following her. That is not love. Love doesn't hurt. Love is kind. Love is patient. That is not love.
No, it definitely isn't love.
It's two broken people coming together, creating an even more broken situation.
Yep, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? But Sheila, one thing again, I thank everyone who has been willing to come and share their story, because this is, again, I'm all for dialogue, even if people don't agree with me and they say, Crystal, you full of shit. Okay, well, I'm full of shit. Tell me why I'm full of shit. Educate me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. We all can learn from each other. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I appreciate you telling your story. And you're definitely someone who say, hey, I believe it. I believe, she is a victim of DV. And the timing for you doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? Which, hey, at the end of the day, everyone has a right to their own opinion. You know what I mean? So I thank you for sharing your story and giving your feedback. Is there any last words that you want to say, or do you want to give any words of encouragement, not just to other women and men who are going through this, but also do you want to give words of encouragement to Monique?
Well, I just to reiterate again, I certainly understand it's hard to judge when someone gets out of a DV type situation. Some women, they're one and done. Some women leave after the fifth time, or men. I'm not here to judge the person who waited till the 20th time, because I stayed too long. So for anybody out there that's going through that, I would just encourage you to find strength with somebody, a family member, a shelter, something where you can, because sometimes when you're so deep in it, those resources are available, but for some reason you still feel like you can't do it. So I would just encourage anyone who's going through any type of domestic situation where you're being hurt emotionally or physically to do whatever you can, the resources that are available to you. Please take advantage of them. No one should have to go through that.
Definitely, definitely. Thank you, Sheila. You can definitely stay up if you want. But I thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
Powerful. And again, this is just us to learn, to grow, and to hopefully heal some people, and to hopefully make people understand that they are not alone. They don't have to go through this, and hopefully prevent some people from getting into a situation like that. Because
Right.
I have to say, I'm assuming, because a lot of times it starts off with emotional abuse, and then it starts with the isolation of staying away from family and friends and things like that. A lot of times there's typically signs of all of this before the physical begins. Typically.
Yeah.
So I would say, definitely, if you agree, Sheila and T, that look at the signs prior, like, thinking that it's cute that the person is controlling, or I don't want you going out with your friends, or I only want you to dress a certain way. We may think
Right.
that's cute, but that's a form of control.
Yes, it is. It
So,
is. And don't feel embarrassed, because that embarrassment can keep you locked in for a long time as well.
right,
It
right,
is. But for Derek, we saw that didn't really necessarily seem like that was the case, because with them, we saw him literally try to encourage them to go out and do things and try to go out and explore and do things as a couple and do the norm. Granted, he was using her for her stuff and whatever, but he still was trying to get her to get outside of her box.
right.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it could be that. I don't know what his angle was. People that are abusers, they're good. They're usually typically very charming. So, they show
Right.
one side that sucks people in, because he's like, you want to paint me the bad guy. I'm not the bad guy here. Of
Right.
course, so I don't,
Oh,
I
I
mean,
just
it's
hope,
true.
go ahead.
I mean, no, I'm just saying it's true. I mean, they do come off very charming. A lot of the times, especially, people don't pick up. They can see a couple all the time, and people can't pick up on, you know what I mean, like who is abusing someone. Like they can't pick it
Exactly.
because that person knows how to turn it on and turn it off. You know what I mean?
Yes.
mm-hmm.
So, you
Because it
know,
could be as small as you say the wrong word at the moment, and next thing you know, you just getting a quick whap whap, and then next thing you know, going back to business.
Yes.
It
yeah,
Yes. Very true.
yeah. So yeah, and like I said, again and again, do we know what went on? No, we don't. And I think also, unfortunately, Monique's attitude and how she carries herself and how she talks to people
Right.
is a big issue in how people are approaching this situation. It is
Exactly.
a huge issue. So I think that is also an issue, that it's how you carry yourself, it's how you talk to people, it's how you've been real quick when someone just says, "Oh, Monique, you need to have more, confidence in yourself," and then you're just blocking them or you're cussing them out. Like, it's those type of things that I think has caused some more issues of people just automatically brushing her off, which is
Mhm.
unfortunate. But at the end of the day, I think those are some of the reasons why. And then, of course, like you said, the timing of it, and all of us were like, the timing of it, of this video being posted about you asking money for food, and then now you're like, I'm gonna just air everything out. Like, it did seem off, but at the same time, do we still know if it happened or not? No, none of us know. None of us know besides Derek and Monique.
But I find it funny how he can call Elizabeth a man, but be so quick to word with her. Mind you, Elizabeth is actually closer to her physical caliber, but here Derek is many, but you won't go head up with him.
Well, that,
But if Elizabeth is technically a man in your eyes, why you ain't fight Derek back?
and
Well,
honestly, I think that, I mean, in my opinion, from what I consistently have gathered from Elizabeth is that she is a woman's woman, meaning that as long as, you know what I'm saying, like the problem is how Monique, again, even with her, approached the situation with Elizabeth, the things that she was saying, misgendering her and stuff like that. I feel like if Monique would have been more respectable to his family and more accepting of his family, if this type of stuff was really going down behind closed doors,
they would have rallied behind her.
Yeah, Elizabeth is for what's right. She ain't for just, you know what I'm saying? She's for what's right. But again, when you have someone who has done evil and malicious things to you, it is hard to fight for someone who has been very vindictive and evil with their intentions with you. And now they're doing certain things when it comes to your brother.
Yeah, but Derek was allowing it. Derek was playing both sides.
He was.
And he was making a mess of the whole thing. So it'd be hard to rally behind her. You know, I don't know. I just feel like it's so many variables to this, and I'm not trying to monopolize the conversation. I'll get off here, but I just think it's a lot of variables that went into this whole implosion. If you will.
It did, and again, it surely did. So I definitely, it's a lot. It's a lot to the point where at a certain point, I think people are just gonna get fed up and tired, and they're just not gonna even want to deal with this anymore or care about it anymore because it's a lot. It is a lot. Like it's a lot of drama, and it hasn't even been. I mean, what this show's been on for 6 months, if that, as far as their seasons are concerned. Like I don't think there's ever been this much drama when it comes to a Love After Lockup situation.
No,
doing so fast.
That much off-air drama once the season wraps. Usually, once the season wraps, you really don't hear too much unless really, according to Amber's recorded on, just their little daily lives, because their lives is really a mess. So you'll get general feedback here and there. But Monique and Derek literally fed just to keep their names in the media. It's so crazy. The only person who got this close of attention I felt like was Deontay once his season wrapped. Other than that, nobody came close to the attention.
Hi, I would just like to speak very shortly.
Oh, okay. Hi, is that
Hi. How you doing?
I'm
so I was typing hard in the chat. So emotional abuse is very rough. Sometimes you want to get out, you can't. Does that make sense? I'm not saying that's Monique's situation because she had a whole other house, but she loved him so much, and she is a big girl. Maybe she thought that was her last chance. Like, that's why I get everybody being upset. She might be lying, but she might just need support.
True.
Okay, that's true. Now, again, I think we talked about emotional abuse. I even said I was.
You did. No, you absolutely did.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm trying to. Here's the thing, though. If she wants support, the way that she's lashing out and talking about people or talking to people, that's the wrong way to get it.
I totally agree.
I'm not even talking about Derek lashing out at Derek. I'm not even talking about how her lashing out at his family. I'm saying that even when she gets on people's social media pages, YouTube pages, how she comes off
is aggressive.
That's not the way to get support, which is why I said that's the problem. And again, maybe she doesn't have enough in her to actually be vulnerable enough to say, I do need help. I do need support. But the problem is when you continue to have this defense mechanism and you continue to put these walls up, and the way that you lash out is constantly deflecting, being rude to people talking to you and you interrupting, different things like that, it's really hard for us to get deeper and to have a serious conversation because it's
okay.
You know what I mean? So
yeah, totally. But on the flip side, and I'm just playing devil's advocate, is what if you're always on the defensive? Like, again, we're dealing with somebody who has not had a nice time in life. So I'm like, okay, she meets this short ass man who is showing her some kind of kindness from jail. If that doesn't speak volumes,
Well, she claimed that they had a very deep emotional connection even before the show came on.
yeah, they
So,
did, because jail talk is fabulous.
right. I agree. I
He
agree.
told her everything. He promised her the moon and the stars. And then her dumbass got on TV. And I apologize for swearing.
It's okay.
She really didn't. I don't know. I've never been on TV. I would never go on TV, especially in a situation like this.
Right.
You
I
know what I'm
agree.
saying? So we can chastise her all day, every day. But we've all been hurt. We've all chose the man who didn't choose us.
Right.
Where's the compassion? That's what I've been saying. I'm not saying she's perfect. Lord knows, none of us are. But he cheated on her. He made her look like a fool on TV.
Okay, I gotta stop you,
So,
Destiny
go
Love. I gotta,
ahead. No, go ahead, sweetie. Go ahead.
the thing about it is, Monique said in a current interview, as well as Derek, that Monique had even cheated on him before he got out of jail. She said that. She admitted that. So she admitted that she had already cheated on him, but she claims it was in the beginning of the relationship, and in her minds, they were not committed. So this is why I'm saying it's toxic both ways.
Oh no, I totally agree. Their relationship is toxic.
Right.
I'm not for Monique and Derek. I'm for the fat girl who wants to be loved. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that bothered me. That's the part that triggered me, is whatever they do is on them. But just the big girl in the media as a Black woman, that's another conversation. Does that make sense?
Yes and no, because the reason why I say that is because you're talking to, like, I've shared my story. I was close to like literally 300 pounds. I'm a Black woman. But I feel like because of how knowledgeable Monique is of She Said, knowing about this show, how social media savvy she is and things like that, I feel like to a certain extent, she probably was a little bit prepared to.
Oh no, I think she was prepared. She knew exactly what she was getting into. She was about to trap that man.
I don't think anything could have prepared her for the hellstorm that this has become. I'm sorry.
I'm
Oh
sorry.
no, I don't think what happened, but the plan was to trap him.
But I guess if that's the case, where do you want us to have compassion for her then? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. If that's the case, why should we have compassion for someone who doesn't even have compassion for themselves or others?
Great question. Wonderful question. No, you're absolutely right. My compassion comes in is if she was skinny and she just wanted to be with a man, would we be giving her this much grief?
Okay, here's the thing. Well, let's see. Well, now here's the thing. I agree with that. I agree to a certain extent that in this society, big girls do get drama. I understand that. But here's the thing. As someone who has been a plus size girl my entire life, I will say Monique internal issues, I would still be turned off by her. But the thing is that even her, she had to know the reason why they picked them to be on the show was because of the size difference. There was a reason why they were selected. I say this time and time again, no one gets selected to be on these shows if they are completely healthy, healed, perfect, you know.
Oh, no, they both are hurt. I'm not disagreeing in any way. They're both hurt. There's nobody who even is still hurt, but has a good common sense, says, let me go on TV and embarrass my family.
Yeah. But I guess that is hard for me. And there's somebody, Lucille, I see you. But I only can add 6 people on.
Oh no, I can drop down.
Yeah, I'll drop off.
Wait, Sheila, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Thank you, Sheila, so much. You can definitely, of course, stay in the chat, but thank you so much.
No, Sheila, thank you all that you said. You gave me the courage to come up and speak because I was typing in the chat.
Okay, you're welcome. Bye-bye, everybody.
You definitely gave us a word today, and I appreciate you so much. Please
You
come
did,
back.
absolutely.
But I guess the thing is, again, it's hard for people, and as human beings in general, it is hard for people to have compassion for someone who doesn't have compassion for herself or compassion for others. So that's where it is. We haven't seen not one vulnerable side to Monique yet. Not one vulnerable side to make.
Well, not outward. Not outward. She hasn't cried. She hasn't.
She has cried, but here's the problem. And again, editing reality shows are BITCH, because at the end of the day, the way that they
agree.
But the problem is, the one time that I did see her cry when she was crying at Big Ma's house, saying that, you know, she was crying because she was like, people don't think that this is real, like we're in a real relationship. But then literally in the next scene, she's trying to find places on where she can hide cameras. So it's really hard. And then the problem is, if we're going to go with that, fine. But then when your social media presence gives the same type of nasty, vindictive vibes that you're giving on the show, it does not help people making, it doesn't help you being a likable person. That's the problem.
I agree. But I just look at it a little bit different, and I'll just speak my piece and get off, because I'm just I enjoy talking with you, but I'm not, I know perhaps what I'm saying is not what everybody else sees.
No, you're welcome. This is open space. We're just having dialogue. I'm not even saying you're wrong. I'm just giving you, I'm playing devil.
Yeah, because I see it totally different. I see it as somebody who is already not accepted. She found a man in jail.
Right.
Like, I don't know anybody that's gonna be like, my husband is about to be from jail, and then she stayed with him. If that doesn't scream hurt heart, I don't know what does. And then and I learned today from Gio's live that she has diabetes, she has high blood pressure. I'm not giving her any excuse, because everybody can change.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea that I was watching today and everyone's like, oh, she's stupid, she's fat, she don't care, blah, 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 blah. That's not true. Hurt people look for hurt people.
That is true.
And Derek was in jail for how many years? And then, yeah, and she gave him her heart. So whatever, drag her. I don't know these people, but just be mindful, because I heard the other people that were talking about the physical abuse. That is awful. But just, it was the fact that I didn't know I was being abused, because I thought I was being a good wife, good person. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's why I feel so strongly.
No, and you have every right to feel that way. And I'm sure there are a lot of other people who feel that way too. And I do feel that Monique comes off as someone also.
Yeah, she's not likable.
Well, she comes off as a hurt person who likes to hurt people, because she's hurt people also, even while the show has been on. So she definitely has that vibe.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. I think they all. No one is innocent in this.
No
This
one.
was a television show.
Right.
They gave great television. But now that they're no longer on the show, I'm going to say as Black people, are still talking about it, because, and that's why I appreciate you talking about it, there's some deeper conversations that need to go on.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Indeed. Definitely. I mean, thank you for sharing because I like to hear all different perspectives. So at the end of the day, you have every right to come up here and voice your opinion on the situation and how you feel about it. You know, we'll see what
Yes.
happens. I just know that it just seems like this saga is not going to end anytime soon.
Oh, girl, you know it's not going to end. But thank you so much for having me. I genuinely appreciate it. Have a good
No
evening.
problem. You too, Tenacity, love. No problem.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Can I say something?
Sure.
The
I'm
only
I'm unmute Lynn and Lucille too because they haven't talked yet.
Bye-bye.
Can I say something?
the only
Sure.
the only thing
Unmute hold on. Somebody has their video up or something like that.
the
Okay.
only thing that I wanted to say was that Monique, her problem is she likes to argue. She will start an argument immediately. She argues with everybody, and that is irritating to everybody. She overtalks everybody. If
Oh, this
she
is getting on my nerves.
if she can, she will not let you get a word in edgewise. And that was so annoying today when she was talking to Gio. And she even started it when Elizabeth got on there. And then I love Elizabeth and the rest of her family, Derek and all of them, but they all have flaws. Every single one of them.
Have what? I'm
Mo-
sorry, going out.
Monique has flaws, and
Oh yeah.
Elizabeth and all the rest of them.
So
They
do us.
all
We
have
all have flaws
flaws.
too. We all have flaws, indeed.
And, you know, Gio, love him to death. And he is team Elizabeth, Derek, all of them. But he has to just be honest and just say wrong is wrong. Period. Now, I understand that. I mean, what Elizabeth said today was 100% right when she asked Monique, "Were you in a relationship, a relationship that you couldn't get out of? That was so bad that you couldn't get out of?" And she was waiting for Monique to answer it. I understood. I understood that totally. And basically, Monique act like she was having problems answering that because she wasn't. She was not in that type of relationship. And she tried to turn that into an argument. But they all have to be honest in the whole situation. And quite honestly, like someone else said a few minutes ago, the show has been over. And this whole saga with Derek and Monique, it has to be over.
Right.
Just let it go.
Yeah.
It's just draining.
And they should be drained at this point, especially Monique. Like I would be so drained to keep going on and on about this. And even though she deleted everything off of her page, then she comes on Geo's live. At this point, you should be tired, especially if you've been dealing with this stuff for so long. You should be tired at this point to keep going on and wanting to argue with people. But again,
Because she's chasing Derek.
yeah,
She,
it's
she is actually
not over.
chasing Derek.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Victoria. Let Lynn, because we've been on here for 2 hours.
Yep.
I gotta let Lynn and Lucille be able to talk and get, but you can stay up. But Lynn and Lucille.
Let me let Lynn.
You got something, you have an echo, so that means you have one of the windows up watching the YouTube while you're on. So you gotta mute that window so I can let you up because there's a big echo.
May I say something?
Yes, you can. Is this Lucille?
Yes.
Okay, hi.
Hi. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I'm fine. My thing is, everybody's making this about her size, and she's banking on it. That's how I feel. I don't know about nobody else. When we first seen the show, when she first came on the show, her friends even made it about her size. So that's what they wanted us to focus on. Then as the show began to play, we started seeing a lot of her stuff. Derek did what any other man would have done in his situation because he was locked up for so long. You understand what I'm saying? He was locked up for 9 years. She should have known within those 9 years, him not being out on the street, he would want to go out and enjoy himself. But she wanted him to stay in the house with her. What I didn't like about Monique is before he even came out of prison, she automatically thought that he was going to cheat. She started bugging his phone. She started putting cameras in the house and stuff. Like, you started off wrong.
Right.
That is not how you build a relationship. And if you felt like you had to do all of that, then you shouldn't have entered it.
That's true.
Miss Lucille, I have to rebuttal your 2 points really fast. Monique actually made it about her size from the jump because
Right, right.
she wouldn't have catfished Derek if she wasn't uncomfortable with her size. She
That's what I
wouldn't have made
said.
the relationship disingenuous catfishing.
That's what I said. I said she wanted us to go. She wanted us to focus on her size. It was never about her personally. She wanted us as the audience to focus on her size because we didn't know what size Derek was. Derek could have came out big. We never seen what Derek. I didn't know. I didn't know what size Derek was. When he came out that door, this when I realized that Derek was smaller than her. But when she was sitting there talking to her friends, they asked her, "How do you think Derek is going to feel about you?" Those are the questions. So with that being said, y'all wanted us to focus on that part, not how she can manipulate the whole situation. Because then after that, we start seeing her with the phone, putting the location on, and then
Right.
the cameras and stuff like that. Do you not agree?
No, it
Yeah.
definitely was about her size. Here's the thing. It definitely was about her size and her insecurity from the jump.
Hmm.
It went from her size to her having cameras when they were about to drive to, Ohio, saying that she was gonna plant them in his grandmother's house. Everything, and even to the point when they was at the release, her being so upset that his family was there. It all
Right.
came off as size, insecure, controlling. Those are the first three things that we saw when it.
Right.
Now, here's the problem, though. I will say this: editing is just as powerful as anything. Editing they can do they can do a number when it comes to editing. It could be also that they also were building up certain storylines. I don't know, but let her tell it. There was a lot of things that they showed that they edited out certain things, like they made it to where it was just strictly a form of entertainment and embarrassing her. Let her tell it. At the end of the
Okay.
day, though, this is what we saw. We did see that, and we saw that on her social media page too.
Also, we also saw when the fight when she made the statement, "I'm going to ruin your family." Derek has done a lot of things, but I don't think that Derek done anything to break her down. He has not spoken on her side. He has not tried to belittle her. He has not. I have not seen that. The only thing that I seen Derek do was cheat.
Right.
So with that being said, I feel like Monique is the problem. If Monique is you're talking about his family. Your family is talking about his family. He has feelings as well. And far as the abuse go, I feel like Monique is just she used that to destroy him because she said that online. If you do not take that video down, I'm going to destroy you. That
Yeah.
don't sound like somebody that is abusive to me. That sounds like somebody that is in control, that's losing control.
I mean, yeah, and here's the thing. Like I say, I do not, I do not give Derek. I feel like Derek can be very, very shady, especially when he allowed his sister publicly to be treated that way and embarrassed that way, and there was no type of public protection on his behalf or his sister. So I
Yeah.
do not trust him. However, I will say that cheating, especially constant cheating, is a form of belittling and emotional abuse.
But
because
how do we know? How do we know that he did not tell her? You know what I'm saying? Because they said it's a lot of stuff that was said, and the sisters and the brother was on live, and they kept saying, "Be honest about the relationship. Was it an open relationship? We don't know
Well,
what was said. Did she know that they were in an open relationship, and now that it's on
according
TV and
to
he
Derek,
admitted
she
it?
always knew.
That's what I'm saying. So you
According to
can't
Derek's
fault
recent live,
him.
because when Derek went live with his old manager, the guy, Derek was saying how before he got out, he made it clear to Monique that he wasn't ready to settle down, and that when he got out, he wanted to have fun, and his fun implied that he wanted to get out and enjoy other people.
well, then there it is.
That's what I'm saying. Like she made it seem like they was in a relationship, and then Derek, I believe that Derek has some feelings for her, but not the feelings that she wants.
I think his feelings for her is off of the loyalty of what she did for him while he was in prison. And he
Me
even
too.
said in one of his lies, which I thought was so narcissistic of him and so arrogant, he said, when I came out, I gave her an opportunity because of what she did for me. And I was like, how the hell do you say for someone that you claim you love, when you came out, you gave them an opportunity?
I said, how were you the opportunity?
Yeah, thank you. I'm like, this is not and that made it again seem like it was a business transaction. Because what do you mean gave her an opportunity? If you love this woman like you claim you do, you're literally coming out because you love her and you're devoted to her. Not that you've given her an opportunity. You know what I mean?
Can I say one more thing?
Drop you and get a whole
Can I
new
say
image.
one thing?
Right. Go
He
ahead.
said, I love her. He never said, I'm in love with her. See, that's the thing that she missing. He said, I love her. He never said, I'm in love with her.
I
That's
don't
a
think he
big,
knows what love means. I
that's
don't think he knows
that's a
what
big difference. A person can love a person because of loyalty,
Yep.
but doesn't mean that they in love with you. A person that's in love with you will not treat you like that. He loved her for the things that she did for him, but far as him being in love with her, he's not in love with her.
Well,
And
that's
she
why
knows that she's in
here.
love. She's in love with him. He love her because you can love. I love my siblings. I love my friends, but I am not in love with them. I'm in love with my husband, but I never can say I was in love with anybody. I loved somebody, but I was not in love. It's way that the love is word is kind of crazy. You understand
Well,
what I'm saying?
I don't know if you were here earlier, but I said you have to be very careful of that love word, because love can mean so many different things to so many different people.
Different
Love
people.
can be transactional, meaning I love you because of what you've done for me. Love can be manipulative. Love can be abusive in some households. Love have different meanings to different people, which is why I said neither one of them know the meaning or of love or in love. Neither one of them do. So he can say that he loves her all day long, but who's to say that we know Derek? We don't know of what kind of love situation or what he understands what love is. He may think love means being able to take advantage of people. We don't know what his definition of love is. And the fact that he's been in jail for so long, the man went in jail at like 19 years old and came out at almost 30 years old. Like what does he really know? And then again, even though Monique has been out, I would have to say that maybe she's been trapped in the mind and in the spirit for a while too. So, it's like at the end of the day, we don't know what their definition is. And just because someone says they love you doesn't mean that it's a healthy love by any means.
I agree.
Lynn, are you? Hopefully you're not echoing. Lynn?
No, can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, no echo. Hey, Lynn. Hi.
Goddamn.
How are you? Go ahead and speak.
I'm good, Chris. Thank you for inviting me and letting me be on here. But excuse me for my ignorance, but I'm confused because I don't think I seen the same show that some of these people saw. Because what I saw from the very beginning, when she walked her fat ass into that bar and she was sitting up there saying, I don't know what he's going to think about me. Okay, because then the picture they showed was a totally different picture she sent him. Okay, now stay with me for a minute, y'all. Then when they had the release, she wanted him all to herself. He got family. Now here we go again. Then when he went to dinner, she didn't want him to go nowhere with his friends. I thought somebody said on this panel about an hour ago, say that's where you can notice that where an abuser starts. They start controlling you. They don't want you. They want to isolate you. They want to do this. They don't want you to hang out with this person. They don't want your family around. And that's what she did from day one. She tried to separate this man from her family. And on the show, she said it. Derek is never going to go against me for his family. She said that. So to me, this is where I'm finna rock it to y'all just like this. Monique knew from day one what time it was with Derek. You can't sit up here and tell me that she wasn't talking to him every day on the phone for 2 years and he didn't tell her this is who I am. Because if you check out all the chicks that he cheated with, not one of them look like her. Not one. Somebody let me know if he cheated with somebody that looked like Monique. Not one of them girls that they show that he's allegedly cheated with looked like her. Then number 2 is this. Then when she said a couple of times, I saw on the show I saw, she said to him, turn to Derek, if I find out that you cheat him, I'm gonna fuck you up. She was always talking about fighting him, beating him up. I never heard him say, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you or I'm gonna do something to you. I never heard that part. So she was always the aggressor. She
called him a bitch and he called her a bitch back.
Yep. She called him one first. So what I'm saying is that, and Monique, I hope you listening, because this is the thing right here. And Chris, talk to your boy Gio. Don't let her come back up on his panel no more, because he's too nice.
Okay.
Look, he's too goddamn nice to her.
No,
because
that's Gio's channel. He can do what he wanted.
Well, I hope he let me up on it, because I'm gonna ask him, say, please do not let her. She attacked his wife. That's the type of person she is. It's like this. When Elizabeth and Ariana topped that ass, what did they do? Oust Elizabeth. Every time you do something to her that she don't like and she ain't in control of it, she gonna oust you. That's what she does. I said it in Gio's chat when they had the scene where he gave her the ring. I said, this relationship is over with. They filmed that months ago. This boy is done with her, because she was on live every day talking about, oh, he's with his brother. I said, no, he's not with her. He's not with her, because before he was always in the live with her. When Derek knew that this show was over with and they wasn't gonna call his little ass back, he was done with her. He used this girl for this show to get him on a platform so that he can go and do the things that he's finna do now. And Monique knew that. And Monique knew that. Why you think she didn't want to go with him whenever he was going to perform something? And she's a very selfish person. Today she said on Gio's channel, I don't want to go do no club appearance with him, and they're gonna give $1,500 for the both of us. Did that bitch think she Beyonce? I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't feel sorry for her, because she know what she's doing. And her sister, see, she lucky. She lucky that Elizabeth then was in that setting, because if it would have been another setting, because see, for me, I'm from Compton, South Central, Elm Street. Ain't no way in the world you gonna jump on my little sister like that and think that that's the end of it. It's not gonna happen. So her and her sister, they was out there with all that rah, and you see what happened. But the fact remains is this: I don't feel sorry for Monique, because she knew what she was doing in the beginning. Because remember, he was already in a relationship with a girl. And what did she do? She came on there and raw dogged the girl. And then what she did when the girl wouldn't do what she wanted to do, she went and stole the girl's identity.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. It's like when you do something to her, she even said it in her live. She said it. I'm gonna get my lick back. That's what she said. If she loved him, and he said he didn't want nothing else to do with her no more, she'd have just kept it pushing. But no, she had to get back, and I believe him that she took his phone and went in the bathroom and responded to that. Because how many times we done seen her take his phone and go in the bathroom? That's what I saw.
Well, I will say this. Let me say this. One, first things first. Gio's been doing this for years at this point. So he has his own way of doing things on his channel. He has every right to do things the way he wants to on his channel. And as far as Cat Ann is concerned, honey, she can handle herself. So as far as like attacking like Cat Ann gave her the business. She did. She gave her the business when Monique tried to come at her. So I think that at the end of the day, that's Gio. He's a Southern gentleman. You know what I mean? Like that's the way he handles it. And honestly, it's a good tactic because when Monique talks to him, she ends up exposing herself anyways. If he got down to the nitty gritty on a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? She probably would just hang up immediately. But he allows her to talk because when she continues to talk, she exposes herself. So
Gigi, I need you to get a life too, okay? Because I'm not invested in this. I just watched this show. Okay. Yeah, somebody on here that Gigi said that I'm too invested and she needs me to get a life. You don't need me to do nothing.
It's okay, Lynn. It's okay. We're here for dialogue at the end of the day. And it's so funny because I'm the same way, but I understand now when Gio's on live. Ignore the comments.
I need to get a life. You don't understand. She on here too. So what you need to get?
Yeah, like, but no, seriously, but like, yeah, Gio. Honestly, I've taken my direction from Gio in a lot of ways because he has been doing this for a while. And honestly, when she does come up there and he asks her questions, she just exposes herself more and more. She really does. As far as the situations of things that she has said, she has definitely said certain things that she was going to drag him out the car. She was going to him up. She has said those things. And I think with that and her attitude and her blocking people for the silliest things, that's why people have found her not likable. And then at the same time, now she's coming out with this is why people are saying they don't believe her. But unfortunately, we live in a society where even if she was super, I'm gonna just play devil's advocate because we clearly know some people who don't even give the rah-rah like Monique gives, and they talk about DV. People don't believe them either. See, that's
I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry to interrupt you really quickly. Okay. But Lynn, I'm sorry. I'm about to defend you on this, Gigi. If you feel like you're some sort of type of way of what Lynn is saying, there's the door, honey. You don't have to stay. But don't come and attack her like that when she's on a live. Like, that's messed up.
Yeah, okay.
Just come up. I'll get off and you can come up and speak to her. But don't come and attack her on the chat like that. Come on, please. Let's be civil about this. We're all having a conversation.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I'm all about everyone being able to agree to disagree respectfully. Like, do not attack people. And that's okay, Gigi. I love you too, but I love Lynn too. I love anyone who comes in here, but we have to respect each other and understand that we can have dialogue and respectfully agree to disagree. I don't want anyone to feel uncomfortable giving their opinions in the situation because we are all on here. So if that's the case, we're all invested. But this is dialogue. We have had a powerful discussion tonight. Let's not ruin it. You know what I mean? Let's not ruin it, okay?
But have you guys noticed Derek ain't on no live. He ain't on no chat. He said
gonna incriminate himself. He ain't Monique. He ain't gonna go incriminate himself. He ain't Monique.
He's not even on a live. Period. He's moved on. Just like his sister today. She was mad because he got new management and he got and he's with another woman and he moved on. He told her that. He said, "You mad because I'm in another woman's bed." He said that to Monique.
Well, it honestly don't take him that much to get into another woman's bed. Anyway. As far as I say,
may I say one thing?
Oh, go ahead.
May I say one thing? I don't know if y'all caught this when she said, when the CEO supposed to have DV her, and she said, well, when he hit you and y'all went back to the house. How do you know they went back to the house? Where were you at when that took place? Did y'all catch that part?
Mm-hmm.
So that means that you were aware of his involvement with this lady.
Yeah. Gigi apologized, Lynn. Do you see
Oh,
that?
ain't no problem. Thank you. No problem. You don't have to apologize. It's just that don't be a hypocrite. If you on here and I'm on here, that means we ain't doing the same thing.
Well, she's
Yeah, we all love
let's clear the air. So she's apology. Do you accept her apology?
Oh, absolutely. That's this. This is
Come on in here, Gigi. We love you. We just
Gigi, you're more than welcome to come up here, boo, and we can have a discussion. But yeah, I want everyone to feel welcome. I do not want any tension, and even if you agree or disagree, we can all respect each other. So I appreciate that, Gigi. Thank you, boo. All right, so but yeah, it's crazy. I have a feeling we're still going to be talking about this weeks from now because it just seems like Monique is not over, and then maybe that's the reason why she's lashing out because she see that Derek ain't. You know how sometimes when people just shut the door on you and you're not done yet, you gonna lash out. That's
what's trying to kick and scream, throwing attention. But my thing is with this is where I'm having the bit of doubt with Derek. Not only on this situation because. One, you're on parole. I get it. Anything that you say and you will say can be and will be used against you in the court of law, especially on the live. So I completely get you for being quiet about this whole situation.
Absolutely.
But I'm just being honest because let's be honest, yeah. He been putting all this shit out here like the police ain't never seen a live before, motherfuckers. A lot of people have gotten caught over a live. And y'all out here putting that shit out here like it's no joke.
But have you guys noticed when Chris, when she was on Gio's panel? See, Gio don't let nobody check her. See, and when she was on Gio's panel, and she said, "Oh, if you come up here, I'm getting off." What kind of shit is that?
Because she doesn't. Here's the thing: she is intimidated by. She's intimidated by a woman who is confident. She's intimidated by a woman who is going to hold her accountable. So at the end of that, but at the same time, I love Gio's tactic because every time she keep talking, and definitely Teeth, Yuli, we have all called her out on it. We were like, oh hell no, because every time she keeps and Gio allows her to talk, she exposes herself. She really does. Like we'd be like, there's another lie. There's another lie. Like, what else you gonna do? You gonna keep on deflecting? He asking you a question, you ignoring it. You know what I mean? And she has been rude to Gio. She definitely has. But again, if Gio would have checked her, what would be the issue? People will probably say, that's a woman. You can't say anything when it comes to a woman. So at the end of the day, I think he's playing it very well in the situation because
he is. I started watching him, and I really like him. But I'm saying, I wish he would let somebody check her, like a female. Like he why did he didn't let you come up there today?
But
the problem is that he cannot do it. You know why? Because she is not a confrontational person. You see how massive and like she gets really low when Elizabeth comes on. It is that issue. If she gets somebody like Chris that's gonna tell her, hey, can you this and that and retreat on that information, she's gonna immediately hang up the phone and go to her live and start bashing the shit out of them. Because that's who she is. She's proven it to us over and over and over again. You cannot change the pattern. That's her MD. That's how she factors.
And I would have
that's why I say her personality is what made people look at her, not her size. Because when she talks and you continue to listen to her talk, she just down everybody. That just make you look ugly, and nobody wants to deal with that. And I don't care whether he cheated or not. You could have left. You didn't have to stay. If he was so bad to you, why come you did not leave?
Right, because she went all the way back to Chicago. So why did you come back? If it was so bad, why did you come back?
Why do you keep calling him? When you leave, you keep calling him. You want to know his every move. I don't know if he hit her or not, but the way that she's playing this out, even on live, it doesn't seem like it. I can't say he did, and I can't say he didn't. But to me, I'm just saying, it doesn't look like it. It just looks like now she wants to get.
Well, when you guys get a chance, go on. When you guys get a chance, go on Funky Dineva. He dragged her for he dragged her just about 2 hours ago. And he said somebody owe him an apology because he said that this was going to happen. And he said people dogged him out when he said that man was going to use that girl until it was no more water in the well.
I gotta clear that used thing up too. When he asked her on that live, when she made it seem like she paid for that dinner, that $506 dinner, he had to clear it up. He said, "Monique, you didn't pay for that." She laughed because she didn't pay for that. The WeTV paid for it. So my thing is, why are you trying to make yourself bigger than what you are? I want to know how many receptionists make that type of money.
They don't.
PPP.
They don't.
Girl, I thought it was $10 an hour, $13 an hour that they got paid.
PPP.
Allegedly.
PPP. Allegedly.
Right.
And because look at
it was his money too.
Wait.
She put it in his name as well, so it was his money as well.
She said it. She said it in her live the other day. She said we spent $2,200 a month in hotel. Now, where you get that kind of money from?
Right. But you know, when you go on these shows, they pay for your hotels. They put you up. So once again, here we go. She didn't pay for them hotel rooms. They put up. That's why they was able to separate them. They put him in one hotel and her in another. She didn't pay for the whole time they was filming. They paid for it.
Mm-hmm. And then she, you know what? I would be okay with that, but she lied so much. Like she lied and said that that Airbnb was her house. She lied and talked about Elizabeth so bad and said Elizabeth lives in a basement. She don't have a car. Elizabeth got her own place. Elizabeth got a car, but she don't have no car, and she sharing a room with her sister. Allegedly. She lies so much.
Allegedly.
And another thing, when the people say that she is so scared of Derek and everything, well, the family took and tried to jump Derek. Yeah. I don't understand this. Where is she so abused at? Because everything is coming off her end.
And then she tried to talk about the people on the show today, talking about don't be talking about my wig. Okay, well then you see, I saw it on According to Amber. She went and just Tracy Trendy said, Monique, stop being lazy and get your own line and don't just take a picture of some wigs that you see on a stick for $200 and try to sell them to us for $700.
They on Amazon.
No, she said something about Alibaba or somebody she got them from, and she showed the same thing that's on Monique's page is on this thing called Alibaba, and the same wig.
Are you serious?
Yes. Yeah. Go on Tracy Trendy show.
Yeah,
Tracy Trendy. She said the same wigs. She showed the picture. She put it side by side. What's on Monique's page is on Alibaba. The same wigs on a stick. Yep. And they sell for 200. They sell for 200, and Monique is selling them for $7.
Wait, I was like, yo, she took a picture from Michael's business.
Yep.
Yeah, because
I'm not lying. Go look at Tracy Trendy. She did it yesterday. Yep.
He said the same thing. I think that she was just trying to beat Elizabeth and Aubriana to the punch for their new website and all of that stuff. Like it wasn't really about that business aspect, because
no, it wasn't.
Even when Elizabeth was talking about her makeup and makeup brushes and stuff, all of a sudden she was trying to do makeup tutorials and talk about makeup. And then Aubriana has apparently been selling hair for years. And now you're coming out with this, and then now allegedly we're seeing that apparently those pictures are from Alibaba or whatever.
I'm not lying, Chris. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. Go on Tracy Trendy. Yesterday she did a video and she said, Monique, stop being lazy and don't just take a picture of these wigs. And nobody's gonna spend their $700 for a wig that they can get for $200.
Because it was crooked. It was crooked. She said straight it up.
And the thing is that I even said, because I went to the site and I was like, why couldn't she get actual models to model the hair? Like, and then the mannequin heads was tilted.
Was crooked.
Yeah, go, Chris, Alibaba. I'm telling you, just go watch Tracy Trendy. You're gonna see the same thing, same wigs with and it's on the same stick.
Yep,
the same too.
Stick.
What'd you say, T?
Like she literally just
She got
stopped
him on
me
the
and
stick.
thinking.
A wig on a stick.
Oh wait, somebody's down here. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me bring somebody up. Who's down here? Oh, Gigi. Come on, Gigi. Hey, Gigi. Gigi, are you? Did she come? Oh, Gigi. She was on here. Maybe her connection is bad. Well, Gigi, if you're still in the live, come up, sweetie.
Here she go.
She there?
She was.
She was here a couple of seconds ago. She put in the chat. Come on.
I know. Let me put the link up. But yeah, but oh my gosh, like this is messy. And but the thing is, we at the end of the day, we had a great conversation. We really did. And people
Oh, girl, yes, it is on the barber for $204.
Hey, I told you.
Yes, it is, girl.
Baby with the
Y'all
wrist.
can go get that same crusty dry wig off of Alibaba for $200. Y'all don't gotta
I
pay that
told
$700.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh. Of course, leave it up to my baby Teeth to find the information online.
You can go watch. Tracy Trendy got the whole thing.
Wow.
Yo,
Mhm.
man.
And have you guys noticed? Have you guys?
Getting somebody good in FC, promoting them, having a good sponsorship with somebody, a small business in FC, and making some good money together. Wow,
Oh, God.
yo,
Have you guys noticed? Have you guys noticed that when Elizabeth wear a certain type of wig and a certain color wig, they all try to go get it?
You know, and that's one thing with the red and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's giving me creep vibes. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a little too
Everybody
creepy.
can't wear that.
Because even when I was shocked, I don't know what, and I talked to a couple
Hello.
people about it. Hey, Gigi, give me just one moment, and then you can definitely talk. When Gio said that Monique mentioned on her TikTok about trauma bonding, and y'all know I did a live on trauma bonding, and I literally up for 2 days saying it was upcoming, like I'm about to talk about trauma bonding. I'm sorry, but in my opinion, Monique don't have the vocabulary to know what trauma bonding is. So the fact that Gio said she said that on her TikTok the same night that I actually did the live, it was just like really weird. Where I was just like,
you know she be watching you.
Yeah, I said,
you know she be watching you.
I'm like, where you get trauma bonding from all of a sudden? You know what I mean? So yeah,
When Gio brought that up, I'm sorry, when Gio brought that up on the live the other day, earlier today, I was like, yo, you know she be watching Chris because you know she's scared as shit of Chris. If Chris opens her mouth, she's gonna go wild.
Yeah. I was just like, where did you get that from? But anywho, with that being said, that's why I said she creeps me out, because it's almost like because she doesn't have her own identity, she tries to gain other people's identities or opinions or whatever the case may be. It's kind of weird, but with that being said,
sausage vibes, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Hey, Gigi, how are you?
Hey, everybody, how are y'all doing?
Good. Go ahead. Say it. Speak.
Here's the thing for me, because I've been watching and I also go back and forth. I see when you guys are on Geo, and I see when you guys are everywhere. I'm just an avid person that's on it as well. This is my issue. I feel like we're riding Mo like crazy, right? So Mo, yes, she has a terrible attitude. Yes, she this. Yes, she that. But at the end of the day, I just feel Derek with the little man syndrome is the thing that kills me. I feel though he gets a pass while she get rolled out the whole entire time. From the beginning, when the show started, from the time the show ended, it's been a Norbit comment. She's been defending herself from the very beginning. And I just feel like we need to slack up on her a little bit. Even though she does have a nasty ass attitude, don't get it wrong. She does have a nasty attitude, but I feel that jailhouse talk has gotten to her. I feel like he's kind of sold her a dream. I feel like getting out, he knew that he was going to use her. And I just feel like we just doing too much on Mo and giving him a damn pass. That's what I feel. That's my personal opinion.
Let me ask you this, Gigi. Have you seen my video on Derek?
On Derek? No, I didn't. But you know where I found you? I found you on Geo.
Yeah, okay, but I'm just saying,
I didn't see it.
I go in on both. You are talking to someone who definitely, I have said from the beginning, which is why I became Team Elizabeth from the beginning.
Right.
Derek is a trifling ass.
He is. He definitely is.
He likes to play both sides of the fence, because in my video, Elizabeth was on live and exposed that while Derek was asking Elizabeth for money, he was low key dissing Monique, talking about something. She mad at me right now because I'm over here on live with y'all.
Absolutely, he's riding both sides. He's riding both sides.
I don't look at any situation. I say both of them have an issue, and I've always said from the beginning, he is the common denominator.
Yep, you did.
Absolutely, I've heard you say that. Yeah.
Here's the problem that I have here, and this is the problem. Public perception is
everything. It's
and
everything.
the problem is Monique's public perception with her attitude versus Derek. It's what's making this an issue, because Derek is stepping back and not saying anything. And unfortunately, the public perception is she's the bully. She's the one who definitely is controlling. She's the one, and he can play the backfield, just like he played the backfield when Elizabeth's stuff got exposed, and he didn't say a damn thing in public to defend his sister. I have never seen the situation as Derek is innocent at all whatsoever. I think he is the common denominator to all of this nonsense. And honestly, I even said in another live, is this his karma? Because you damn sure didn't defend your sister with her stuff getting doxxed and her getting.
He sure didn't. He sure didn't.
All of a sudden, that same fire and energy that went towards Elizabeth came to your ass.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I don't. And again, if I saw some type of likable character or trait in Monique, by all means, I would embrace that. The problem is she doesn't have it. She refuses to show it for whatever reason.
But you know what? Not to cut you off, I just feel like the reason why she doesn't show it is because, truly, honestly, out of the gate, she has had to defend herself out of the gate. And I'm gonna stand on it because it is what it is. Even when the first show came out, she was defending herself. They got a double wide. You can see her in the car. The car showed her with the extra extension on, and I mean, just the narrative already portrayed of her made her coming out. It made her come out swinging. None of us know what Monique is like until we saw her on the TV. Is that right or wrong?
But Gigi, all I see is
I don't know her character. I just know what she had to come out swinging. And I say that because I had a cousin who was humongous when we were growing up. And she was the nastiest person that I can recall. And even though she lost a little weight, she still had a nasty ass attitude. So I think that when you go out into the world and the world already is looking at you and already got their own narrative, she is coming out swinging. These comments, I get pissed off with the comments. So if I'm getting pissed off with comments,
Gigi. But Gigi, the thing is this, you need to understand this. I don't see nothing where Nicole, Teef, Yuli, Lucille, we ain't say nothing about no fat.
No.
We talk about the bullshit that she does.
You talking about
we talk about her activity. We ain't said nothing about her appearance. We said her actions. Yeah. We talked about her actions. Ain't nobody up on this panel said nothing about her weight. They said about her actions.
I totally agree. You guys never. It's not too often I hear any. I mean, from the time I've seen you on Geo and here, I've never seen y'all talk about her weight. The main thing y'all talk about is her attitude, and she does have a shitty ass attitude. She do. She truly have a shitty ass attitude.
And she's vindictive and she's wicked. And she's disrespectful.
But you know what? I feel like
we are also recalling exactly what her words were. Because let's be honest here. You sign up for this automatically. She signed up for this.
I know. I don't
think automatically you're representing a persona that you yourself are agreeing that this is you.
But I feel like but I believe from the TV and everything else, I don't even think this is her. And obviously we will never know who Monique truly is. I just believe, and I'm still going to stick to it, that a lot of the reasons why she come out swing.
Gigi, are you there? Your phone went out. Let me see.
I believe this is Monique. Monique is Monique. Monique do not strike me as a person that is going to be okay. She gonna say what she gotta say, and if she don't like what you gotta say, she gonna block you. Mm-hmm. So Monique's attitude is Monique's attitude. Right. Monique, let me just say this: what if somebody came on there with one arm? If they got a nasty attitude, that ain't got nothing to do with that arm that's missing. It got something to do with that.
Because it was not. It wasn't about that at all.
PG, you went out, baby. You went out for like a good couple of seconds or minutes or so we didn't hear a good amount of what you had.
No. I just wanted you guys to know that I just came on to, basically kind of give my opinion.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know you. I appreciate Lynn accepting my apology. Again, I think we all are adults, and I think we all have our opinions. But I do stand on. I feel like she came out the gate swinging from the beginning. So I've never been in that situation. I am not Monique. I don't know who Monique was before she signed on for this show. But I think signing up for this show, a lot of people, when they sign up for reality, it's not the reality that they picture it would be. And we see that from R&B divas and all those other shows.
Yeah, I think her insecurity made her swing from the gate.
Yep.
The problem is that even when I would see comments of someone saying, not to be disrespectful, but like, what are you guys doing club appearances for? Like, what are you guys gonna do? And her comment was the same shit we always go. Like, she went in.
Yep.
Yeah. 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 And we all know her ass ain't been in nobody club. So yeah, this is the most exposed.
In that situation, it was like, if you always come defensive. Like, had you just said, look, we're gonna turn up with y'all, come out, support, whatever the case may be. No, you wanted to go on the defense mode immediately, and they didn't even say anything about your weight.
Yeah.
Nope.
I agree.
So it's stuff like that where you'll be like, seriously, Monique, like chill. Like at the end of the day, you're already thinking someone's gonna start calling you all types of names, and you're already under the foot. And if you're that sensitive, this was definitely not. You wasn't supposed.
No, this wasn't a panel for her. This definitely wasn't a panel for her. For her to be able to know, I think because of that, she's so happy to be in the limelight that she doesn't even know how to handle it.
Right.
Yeah.
She don't want to let it go.
It. Yeah.
No, Gigi, she don't want to let it go. She's holding on to it with dear life.
No.
And it was already bad enough that even if it wasn't the limelight, I truly feel she was already going to be insecure, having a Derek on her arms anyway.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Have that insecurity. And then imagine that it's magnitude by 1,000,000 times more with people watching this show. So it's like all it did was turn up your insecurity even more.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
That she's not insecure, and I'm like, my whole thing is this: you will probably get so much more people on your side if you say, yes, I am insecure, yes, I am, and literally I question myself all the time on why Derek chose me. If she literally came out with some type of vulnerability in this situation,
yeah, she needs to own that. She needs to own it. She definitely needs to own it. I think that she definitely lost and shed a lot of people that most likely liked her because of the attitude, because of the cockiness, because of everything she has going on. You're right about that. I can't even say that you're wrong on it. I think
Gigi, I have a question for you. Did you not see Shekinah when she was on TV? She was a big girl too. She came and she played her part. Her weight, her personality didn't have anything to do with her weight. That's why it's not the weight, because people is okay nowadays. Big BBW is in.
BBW.
It's in. Everybody loving big girls. So it had nothing to do with her weight. It had everything to do with her mindset and her attitude.
It was her attitude. It was her attitude and her cockiness. It was the attitude and cockiness. I totally agree on that. I do. I just, again, before I get off this line, because you ladies are awesome, but before I get off this line, another thing, we have lost sight on, if this man has put his hands on her, I am a true believer that I do feel like you walk away. I think men that I know, and I'm 50, I will be in August, and I feel like men need to walk away.
Girl,
so even if the situation went crazy,
girl, you look good to be 50. But
thank you, honey.
But if somebody's choking you, how you gonna walk away?
But he wanted us to see that. Everybody got to admit, he wanted us to see that.
If she had been doing that, Gigi, if she had been doing that, he wouldn't have had a position to get her on camera. Always remember that. That's something that she's been doing before, because how would he know that she would choke him?
I believe he instigated.
You guys can't talk over each other. Lucille, let her finish her statement and then you can respond to it. Go ahead.
I honestly feel like he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew by looking in that camera, he knew what he was doing. Do I honestly, this is another, allegedly, I do feel like he beat her ass. I believe he bent her fingers back. I believe he did everything that she said. That's just my true, that's what I believe. But I believe that because he showed that on video, everybody has lost sight on everything that Elizabeth said. Elizabeth told us this damn near a month ago. It was a big thing a while ago. So why all of a sudden now that she's come out, she acted just like an abusive woman would act when they get
Because she got on live and said the boy asked her, has he put his hands on you? Has he ever beat you up? And she said no.
How many times did Tina Turner come out?
But no, they
but
they was broken up. But they were broken up when she said this. They weren't.
Okay,
They didn't get broken up.
Why? Hold up. Why are we arguing about this when she basically admitted that this afternoon that they have mutually have put hands on each other?
Because
literally
Why
admitted
is
that
this a
this
double
afternoon.
standard?
It's not an argument.
They're both at fault here. At the end of the day, they both clashed. They both put hands on each other. They both lost respect for each other. They both lost trust for each other. They both lost everything. The problem here is that he's keeping quiet about the situation and she's over exceeding in the situation instead of handling this shit behind closed doors like two human beings should. Instead of bringing this shit out here for every one of us to evaluate on something that we know nothing about because we were not there.
But here's
and we
the
got
thing.
no footage of.
Here's the thing. Like I said, we can agree to disagree. I don't condone. I don't raise my son to beat a woman. If it gets to a situation, I need him to walk away. I'm not saying that he may. I'm just saying that I don't give a damn if she hit him and he hit her back, or today she swung, yesterday he swung. A real man, I've watched my father walk away. A real man will walk away. We're making it seem like it's okay. It's not okay for a man to hit a woman.
You're not. It's not okay.
Can I please say something? Can I please say something?
To put their hands on anybody.
I agree. I agree. May I say this, Gigi? Gigi, may I say this? Have you not seen recently how the women are now killing the men? I'm a mother of a son. Matter of fact, 3 of them and a daughter. But also, just because that's a woman doesn't mean a woman does not abuse a man.
Never said that.
I'm not saying that he did it and he didn't, but women are killing men now. Because the first thing is they know we're gonna take a woman's side. That's the first thing a woman goes for is he hit me.
But she wasn't the first one to say that, ladies. His sister said that the reason why they stopped filming is because Derek beat the shit out of her. So why all of a sudden a month later?
I'll say this. I said this earlier, and I don't know if you were on here, Gigi. Now, she did say Derek hit her, but at the same time, there's 2 things to consider in the situation. One, this was around the time that Derek, when Elizabeth got doxxed, Derek didn't do shit. So she was really upset. But at the same time, after that, and several lives even before Monique came out with this, she said they hit each other. They hit each other. So she said that, but then at the same time, on other lives, she was like, they be hitting each other. That's why they can't film. They go back and forth. That's why they can't film. So she said that also. Just like she said that Aubriana hit Derek, busted out his windows, and he reacted. Now, is it right for him to react? No. But at the same time, DV, like I said, does go both ways.
No, agreed. I definitely agree that it goes both ways. But the way I'm looking at it from the outside, I'm looking at it as, yes, DV goes both ways. She said from the time almost a week after they got he got out of prison, he started beating her, right? So we're not really sure whether or not it happened or not. But I've dealt with women. My best friend was in an abusive relationship. We had no idea that she was in an abusive relationship. She kept running back to we didn't know in the beginning. She was taking up for him. She was doing exactly what Monique was doing. So we don't know the circumstance. I've never been in one myself, but I have known other people aside from my best friend that's been in it. So yeah, the young lady that came on here before that said that it's an emotional thing and it's a physical thing. I'm not just saying for her. If she is the one that started the fighting, hell, she's an abuser. But in this case, the sister, who also said, if you notice, Elizabeth never came back on and said that she did not say he beat her in the very beginning. She said they were going back and forth now, but in early on, that's not what it was. It's very hard for me. It's very hard for me to see that no one is seeing the fact that she could have honestly just been in an abusive relationship. She could have just been in one, and everybody said, you know what I mean? It's just.
But why the double standard? Because when Derek was able to produce the video of Monique physically putting hands on him, the same way Gabby physically put the video of Chris beating her. So when Gabby put the video of Chris beating her, everybody immediately put their case on and rally to Gabby's side. So why is the same thing not happening for Derek if Derek was able to provide the receipt?
Because she didn't say that she didn't have a receipt. She said she didn't want his ass to go back to jail. That's what she said.
Any allegations
my
to put
question
her back
is,
in jail.
okay, allegations. She did say that she didn't want his ass to go to jail,
Right.
but she also said she called the police on him for taking off her wig, which is, you're right, an assault at his hand. Because if you put wig of a female, that is assault.
But at the end of the day, guys, she does not want this man to go back to prison. She never said she didn't have video on him. He tried to beat down the phone. He tried to do all these things. She never said she didn't have a video on her. She loves him and she does not want him to go back to prison. When his PO called, she could have easily said yes. That you don't think the PO is watching these channels?
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, wait. You guys, hold on real quick. Gigi. Yes. Don't you think her posting what she's posted with her claiming she got a swollen eye and talking about the domestic violence on her page is enough?
No, absolutely. I do. But I think she has other videos. That's the reason why he broke her phone, along with the other allegations that were going on. He broke her phone because it's a lot of stuff in that phone. It was a lot of things in that phone, guys. Let's just not, come on, man.
But there's iCloud. She has an iPhone.
But do you honestly think she want him to go back to prison?
But my thing is, if he's abusing you, we don't want him to go to prison. That's abusing us. That doesn't make any sense. The same way this whole Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez story is going. You didn't want this man to go to jail because he's a black man, but a black man is causing you harm, then how do you want us to protect you? What will be the solution then? If you don't want him to go to jail, then what repercussions do you want us to dish to him?
But here's the thing. I've never been in an abusive relationship, like I said before, but I know others that have. So they protect them to the end. So we have our views on what we think she should do and how she should handle it. But people that are in abusive relationships, they will protect to the end. So we're saying, what do you want her to do and what you want her to do? She doesn't want him to go to prison. It don't matter what we say on this line.
Okay, you're right. You're very right. We don't have any say on what goes on and what doesn't go on in their thing. My question is her actions and what she's saying, because you're saying, yes, I don't want him to go to jail, but at the same time, you're calling the police on him for him doing stuff to you. That's my questioning in here, is that you're saying one thing and then you're saying another, overlapping yourself at the same time. So what's the truth?
So obviously in those moments, she must feel some type of way, right? She has to feel some type of way to call the police. I've never called the police unless I needed the police. So obviously she was threatened in that moment. But when the moment settled down, I feel like it was what it was. And she truly... That's an abusive relationship.
Let me ask you this. Then what do you feel her purpose was coming out with this a couple of days ago?
Upset.
What is
upset, angry.
Okay, hold on. Okay, upset. But what angry. With every action comes a reaction. So
absolutely.
What do you, because my thing is this. You saying you love him, now you're willing to post about this DV situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it still could get him in trouble. So at the end of the day, while you're saying you don't want him to go to jail, I'm going to assume, and again, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm going to assume, especially if this man is on parole, it can be real simple for them to contact her and say, you are posting allegations. We need proof. Is this going on, or whatever the case may be? So as far as I see it, isn't posting this still about somewhat getting him in trouble, or
no? Absolutely. She said that they contacted her and she contacted him and say, hey, what did the PO want? And she said that she told him no, nothing was going on. But in the moment is what she's reacting on. She's reacting in the moment. She's not thinking about what happens after. She's thinking in the moment. I'm pissed off. I'm mad at my dude. Bam. I'm gonna do and say whatever. It's plenty of us. How many times I know for myself, it's plenty times I've popped off and said things and done things that in that moment. So in that moment when she was pissed off and everything wasn't going her way, hell yeah, she posted whatever she felt like. She could have posted a hell of a lot.
But it don't make it right. Just because somebody break up with you, somebody leave you. Well, she said she broke up with him. But just because somebody he said it on the live, he said, I'm done with you. I'm in somebody else's bed. I'm done with you. That hurt her. So She reacted to that. And that doesn't make it right. Just
Not
because he
only
said
that,
he don't want to be with her no more, that didn't give her the right to put them things up there. Why you didn't put that up there? You know, when he when you was on the Angela Yee show and he said I got 10 bodies on me. That's
Yeah.
when you supposed to put that up.
Yeah, I don't think the show had been out yet at that moment. But yeah, no, I agree
No,
with
it
you
was out.
ladies.
It
I'm
was
just
out,
saying.
boo boo. It was out.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I'm just saying, I mean, I'm just stating what I feel. I just feel like in
We
the moment
appreciate it.
we do things in the moment. You know, sometimes you think about it later on. I feel like she truly loves the dude. I don't know how much love he may have for her. I think he's an opportunist. I mean, that's my
Mhm.
opinion. You
Me
know,
too.
I just feel like, I don't do little men anyway, and he just threw me completely off to begin with. But I just feel like, it's a lot more to this than what we actually see. They're still
Absolutely.
talking. We're out here talking, but they still talking and conversating every day. They probably on the phone right now talking to each other.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And again, we're just having dialogue. So I hope you
Absolutely.
know that at the end of the day, you're more than welcome. You can give your opinion. I just like to play devil's advocate to give your perspective on certain things, just on the opposite end. But we appreciate you coming up.
No problem. I love you, ladies. I'll talk with you guys soon.
Love
Y'all
you.
be
Thank you
safe.
for
Be
your
safe.
support.
Bye bye. No problem. Bye bye.
Okay, is this Key Lolo?
Oh my God, it's my first time doing it. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, hi Key Lolo. Low.
Hey. Okay, keep low, low, shout out. Um, so I just wanted to comment. I was in there. First off, you guys are talking about some things that I think a lot of black women should hear. Now I'm not a big, I don't know if it's life after lockup or love after lockup fan. Ever since like Lamar and old chick that was a Mormon, I quit watching. But I do be watching Geo and stuff like that, and I just been following because of the things that I've seen Monique do. And I feel like a lot of people are saying, well, we're blaming Monique when we should be blaming Derek, right? So just as a culture of black women, I'm not in other groups, I'm black. So just speaking with black women, all I'm saying is we got to quit saying, but Derek, right? Because Monique could have stopped this a long time ago. Like,
Facts.
if she felt like, oh, or if she felt like he was cheating, it's up to us to stop that. Because as everybody's mom probably told them before, right? Your man only gonna do what you allow him to do to you.
All right. All right.
Right.
And so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. We just agreeing.
Oh, okay. And so that's one part of it. And then another part, I call myself old. I'm in my 30s, but I don't know about you guys. But when we were younger, we all used to fight with our exes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Dude, do something slick. You hit him. He hit you back. Now, not close and wrestle. So I don't know why people find it hard to believe that they probably tussle with each other. Like that's just so unheard of. Even though they older and they shouldn't be doing it, we all when we were, I don't know, teenagers, maybe some still did in their 20s, but we all done went back and forth with our exes or whatever like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? You hit him and then like he pushed you or hold you down or something like that. So it's not like that's something that is just so far fetched that she could be hitting him and he like, yo, quit hitting on me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or like he might not be hitting her closed fist, but he might be holding her down like, yo, back up. You know what I'm saying? Now some dudes don't care and they'll close fist a woman. Sorry if that happened to any of y'all. But most dudes if they care, they ain't gonna close fist you. They'll try to push you off of them or whatever like that. But I just don't get why everybody's saying I got to me it's separated from being an issue with Derek when Monique got on Elizabeth. And
Yeah.
the reason I say that is because I have a little sister or a little brother that's going through transition. I don't always agree with the trans community, but from what I saw with Elizabeth on Instagram, she didn't do anything that was warranted for Monique to go after her like she did. And I feel
At
like
all.
everybody forgets what Monique did. Monique kind of started it. She
Yep.
make us dislike her.
Right. Elizabeth did nothing but jokes. And one thing I will say about the LGBTQIA community, they created the shade and the read. Okay. They
Hmm.
So my whole thing is Elizabeth knows how to shade and she knows how to read. She knows how to do it. She can possibly, especially if you're insecure and you don't know how to read back, can possibly get under your skin. But what does that have to do with you doxing her and doing all of that stuff to her? That's why people are saying Monique has a pattern Monique has a pattern when she is one of those people where she will literally, somebody can maybe, bust in the door, but she gonna burn down the house type of thing. Like she gonna
Exactly.
to the point where it's just too far. And so, and
Right.
that's Elizabeth. Elizabeth knows how to read. So you either step your game up with the verbal reads, but don't take it too far. And that's the issue. And Elizabeth, again, I'm always going to be team Elizabeth. Not saying that she's perfect, and she'll tell you she's not perfect. But at the end of the day, nothing she did warrant that, but just occasional fat jokes. Like that didn't warrant you misgendering her and literally putting her OnlyFans and all of that stuff up and posting her picture as your profile.
Right. I definitely agree. And by me having a sibling going through that, right? Um, I feel both of them, right? Because you do have situations sometimes where trans are disrespectful to women, but to me, in this situation, that is not the case.
Right.
Elizabeth was not disrespectful to Monique, to where women are, as they like to call us, cisgender, which that's a whole, but to where we should be offended. She, to me, she's very respectful as a trans woman. So the things that Monique did to Elizabeth, to me, was like, whoa. And then now I would also, if there was my brother, I'd be like, yo, you need to check her. And so I feel Elizabeth for being like, yo, you're not putting your girl in check, because Monique shouldn't have no issues. And then if you dating a dude, why would you want issues with his family and then think he gonna choose you over his family?
Exactly.
But that's what she thought. And see, she don't understand that the things that she do when she clap back are dangerous. Like putting Monique, Elizabeth stuff out there, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Putting that stuff up about Derek, that's dangerous. That's dangerous.
I don't think she realized it.
She don't understand that what she do is not on the same playing field that what somebody has done to her. And we got to watch out, because this, if I had put in the chat to Derek, I said, Derek, stay away from this lady, because she gonna hurt you real bad. Because what she feared,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
What she feared, that after the show, that we all said that after the show he gonna dump her, that came to fruition. And now she's angry and she's mad, and she is out to go to jugular to anybody that says something to her or does something to her. And anybody who will not side with her, they block them. Her and her sister, all her sisters, they get on live, and her sister do the blocking and she do the talking.
But he played it so well, though, because when you really think about it, he didn't actually dump her. He played the position well. He played chess in the situation. Because what he really did was he did his typical passive aggressive shit and allowed Monique to blow up and react a certain way, to where it made it seem like he ain't got no choice but to separate from her because of all of this shit that she's doing. He played the position very well. He didn't actually break up with her. He allowed her to do all of the moves and give everyone a reason to say, Derek, get rid of her. He literally didn't have to break up with her. He didn't.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm just, go ahead. But yeah, he didn't have to break up with her. She did all of it for him, where he could just say, I'm my hands are clean. You see why? I tried to love her. He can say that. I tried to love her, but you see what she did? Play that position very well.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he did. And then I seen on Gio's live today, she was saying I guess somebody had said in the chat, Derek broke up with you. And then Monique's reply was something, but I broke up with him if it was like that. And my whole thought of watching it was like, so you said that you broke up with him, but then you said, I said we was done, but not done. So
right.
You too old to do that now. That's some kids that I don't know. I'm an 80s baby. We don't do that. I don't know if they can cuss on YouTube, but we don't do that F shit. Like, then I still curse. My bad. But yeah, like, what is done? That's like that new term. Are you single? Girl, if we done, we done. Like, what?
And if you really done, you ain't got time to be still doing all of this back and forth. Like, I'm sorry, but when I have been done with a man, oh, please, I go ghost. Ain't no more conversation about it. I'm not gonna even lash out and vent about it anymore. I'm done. When people usually vent like this is because they're not done. They're not. The only way at this point, I almost guarantee you, if Derek tried to work things out, Monique would be back. But Derek don't work things out.
Derek's gone.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think that he was trying to play, like if if everybody keep it 100, really it was about the bag. Like she, I mean, I'm not in anybody finances, however you get your money, but she said she was the receptionist at a vet place today. Um, I'm sorry, I'm a small business owner and my business is still I'm not rich. Like just because you get a business don't mean you just get money like that if you're doing it the legal way. So I'm not guessing that she was just getting money like that. Like why wouldn't you still play the role if nothing else to what I'm saying, to preserve your bag?
Because the insecurity will make you F up the bag. See, that's the thing. Like, if you like, the thing is, if there's one thing that I always say, emotional intelligence. And if you don't have the emotional intelligence and you can't check that emotional intelligence, you will self destruct. And that's exactly what's going on right now. Her insecurity and her lack of emotional intelligence will not allow her to protect and keep the bag. At this point, she just rather burn everything down, including her own. That's what it is. She rather just burn everything down. If I can't have you, I'm burning your shit down, and that includes my shit. Because at this point, with all of this stuff going on, like I said, I don't know what legit channel will want to bring them back on. Like I don't. It's like now Zeus maybe, but at the end of the day, like literally the rest of them, like emotional maturity. I call it emotional intelligence. She lacks it big time. She will rather self-destruct. She doesn't realize how this was something that made her self-destruct. Like at this point, again, she has a business now, apparently. Now we clearly, based on Tracy Trinity, is saying that it's on Alibaba, whatever the case may be. But my whole thing is I don't necessarily know, besides the little minions she has that's just gonna agree with everything she does. I just don't think this was a good look for her. It was not a good look for her, and she still continues to keep going and going and going. She has not stopped. She hasn't even allowed a week to go by yet. She's still going.
But I think WeTV would take Derek and another girl because he could be on life after lockup.
That's true.
But they can't.
Yeah.
And she knows without another prisoner, she can't get on there.
Right. Or
Yeah, I can agree to that.
expand and do something with him and his family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there's so many options, but I just think that at the end of the day, if you're willing to do that, gosh, what if you piss off production? What you gonna do? Like out production? Like you gotta play your position well, especially in industry related stuff or anything in life. Like you gotta know when is the best time to lash out or not lash out. She don't have the emotional intelligence to keep her shit together. I'm sorry. That's why doing all this stuff, but people look at that as in, well, dang, like what if I piss her off and I'm trying to get her on the show? What's she gonna do? Like, is she gonna lash out? Is she gonna post a picture of me that she snuck and did allegedly? You know, like people get nervous with people like that when they do that type of stuff. So I don't know if this is a good look for her. I wish her well. I don't wish anything bad on Monique. And even though I don't like Derek, I don't wish anything bad on him. I don't wish anything bad on anyone. But what I do know is at the end of the day, they don't need to be together. They need to separate, and they truly need their own therapy and counseling, and they need to really grow as individuals. Period.
Right. Because that is definitely not love. That is definitely not love.
No, that's toxic. And then I did see Dineva's video today, and I seen a lot of people saying, that she's not vindictive, and he hit it right on. No, what she's doing is vindictive. Now, it's one thing if a guy beat on you, right? Of course, you have your right to come out and speak on it and things like that. But even if that's true, right? The way that she's going about it, it screams vindictiveness. Everything. Okay, so what about the brother Darren that she started talking all that about? What did he do to warrant that? If Derek is going to beat on you, why talk about anything other than Derek beating on you? Everything she does seems vindictive.
Emotional intelligence. She lacks it because she accused him of being a perk addict, I think. Type of drug addict. And then she said he was gay. Like what? Again, emotional intelligence. You will burn everyone just to get to one person. It does not make any sense. And it just like literally, and again, granted, that's like I know for a fact, like that's the same situation with the Cardi B and Tasha K situation. You can't be going around calling people drug addicts and stuff without not having any proof. Like you can't do stuff like that. So that's what I'm saying. She lacks emotional intelligence. Once she gets mad, You don't know where
Hmm.
she's from. You don't
Yeah,
know.
and she don't care who she hurt. She don't care who she hurt.
Right. She don't care. Like that literally is that what I was just like, wow, like you really went there with him. And then again, ignored that she said that, but then wanted to comment saying he was on the internet talking mess. He only started talking mess because of what you said about him. That boy, we rarely see him. He don't even like when Elizabeth is on live, when Aubriana's on live. Darren barely like to get on the live. He'd be like, nah, get that camera out my face. Like, that's not him. So the reason why he did that is because you had already sat up there and said those things about him, but you ignore what you said, but you want to comment that he went on the internet, started talking mess. He only did that because of the reaction, because of your actions.
Right.
So that's why I'm just like, she's real quick to point at what everyone else does, but it's like, Monique, what do you do? Talk
Right.
about
Yeah, she doesn't take accountability.
exactly.
Well, y'all
And
hold on, cause the ride finna get real tricky. Cause soon as Derek come out on either TikTok, Twitter, Twatter, whatever you want to call it, with his new girl, she gonna lose it.
okay, so let me ask y'all this though, because I did well, I watched, I think Gio had posted a live. Somebody posted a live on YouTube because I don't follow them on Instagram. But her views be like real high. And so I was watching the live and people were commenting, why is it that bigger women are like rallying up behind her like she ain't doing no wrong? Like,
Because
is it because of the
if you
weight
look at her
thing?
live, look at all the women that are doing it. They all say something about plus size.
Yeah, that's why I said, is it because
That's
it's
what it,
the like they like rallying up together? Cause
yep.
and then another thing I want to say, people out there, it's a difference between being chunky and big. Now, I'm not saying, whatever, but now can't nobody be putting no chunky person in no category. Monique is a big girl. Like, that's a big girl.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big girl. Like,
Someone
she ain't chunky. That girl is big.
Well, as someone who's been plus size their whole life, I will say this. And like I said, I've been on the higher side, I've been on the lower side. I will say this. First of all, we're living in a day and age where people just like to be sheep and be minions and just rally behind people just
Hmm.
because they have a following or whatever the case may be. You have people who are definitely like that. I think that has a lot to do with that. And then also for, I guess, the more bigger women who may have the insecurities like Monique, may not be as, as attractive like a Monique. I think they see her as hope. They see her as hope as far as, oh, she got her man, whatever the case may be. And even though it's dysfunctional, they just see it as, hey, do you with your man. Who cares if he does this? Who cares if he does that? You just do you. Like, we have people like that because, again, we don't realize how many possible sick people we have in this world that don't really know the definition of love. Their version of love can be very dysfunctional. So
Right.
a lot of that, it comes from that. And the fact that, because again, I'm all for positive love and positive, affirmations and stuff like that. I don't care if you represent the thick girls, big girls, or whatever. If you right, you right. If you wrong, you wrong. And at
Right.
the end of the day, toxic is toxic. I don't care what the situation is. But I think for a lot of people, it's like they fat shaming her, so I'm just gonna be team her no matter what.
Okay.
I think it's that minion type of mentality. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. But yeah, and Marika Renee, at the end of the day, yes, I saw what you said, baby, as far as protect Black women. I don't think anyone on here has an issue with protecting Black women.
Oh, I can't see the chat. Well, if I say anything, first off, I'm a
No,
Black woman.
let's go.
No, she's not talking about you.
Hold on. I got this. I will say this. We're either on here, we're Black women, or like Teeth came from a Black woman. The issue is not the protection of Black women. The issue is you, Monique, make it hard for people to want to protect you because there's constant lies, vindictiveness, and the fact that you literally have this nasty attitude. At the end of the day, again, we have constantly said we don't know what happened behind closed doors. But the problem is she makes it very hard, makes it extremely hard for us
Hmm.
to be able to say that sometimes. If at the end of the day, if she come out with some receipts that make it where it's like, damn, like this was an Ike and Tina situation, then by all means, you know what I'm saying? Like, but again, this is not about black and we're black women on here. T came from a black woman. He protects black women. We're all about that. The problem is we're dealing with a Monique situation here that sometimes just makes it damn difficult because again, every time we talk to her or Gio talks to her, she's not accountable for anything. She deflects. She makes excuses. She asks a question or someone asks her a question that she doesn't want to answer. She deflects and goes to another topic or she'll answer a question with a question. It's ridiculous at this point. How can we defend her? How can we have compassion for someone who doesn't have compassion for herself and others? I find that impossible. But that's my opinion. Go ahead, ladies, and go ahead, T.
Yeah. Uh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. No. And I feel like that's an issue that we have amongst us black women. Like, you can still love your sister and tell your sister she wrong.
Right.
You can still love her. I can still love her as a black woman, and still that's the problem we got, y'all. Like, y'all see these young girls out here, and they be doing stuff that's wrong with each other. It ain't nothing wrong with checking each other. That don't mean I don't like you or love you. If you doing something wrong, yo sis, that's wrong.
Right.
Thank you. Hold each other accountable.
Yes. That's the reason why
If
we can't
somebody
feel
harms
like
you, don't be afraid to tell somebody, and whatever repercussions they have to acquire, they acquire. All this, I don't want to send a black man to jail. F all of that. If a black man harms you, send him to jail, because that'll be the only way he'll learn some accountability.
Right. Exactly. But ladies, we have been on here for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Look, I said 20 minutes. I didn't say minutes, minutes. So yeah, we have been on here for a while. Let's do our closing remarks. First and foremost, I would like to say thank you guys so much coming on the live, for being vulnerable enough to come on the panel, share your story. I mean, we definitely heard some powerful words today as far as DV is concerned. I appreciate you guys trusting me to share your stories because I know it's not easy. So thank you so much. Again, I'm one of those people where I don't know everything. I like to learn from everyone. I don't care who you are. So the fact that you guys came up here, shared your stories, I'm humbled by it. I thank you. And again, let's hope that we can continue to have these type of discussions because we truly need them in our community. We need to have these discussions. We need to be open and honest about things. Even for people who are not African American or on here, we definitely appreciate your comments too because DV is not about race. DV, everyone, DV. So at the end of the day, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you. And with that being said, let's start off with Teef. Give your last words, and then we'll go to Lynn and then Kilolo.
As always, this was great conversation. I love all you beautiful ladies. I just want to let y'all know, as a fellow black man, as y'all fellow brother, don't be afraid to hold these black men accountable. I stand with y'all always. I am always here to ride out. And that's really all I gotta say, Monique. At this point, I took my cape off for you, girl, because I seen you for your works. For those who want to remain keeping y'all capes on to fight for her, that continue to do so. It's a losing battle, but by all means, she gotta have some.
You went out, Teef. Go ahead, repeat that last part.
No, I was saying for those who want to remain having their capes on for her, by all means, it's a losing battle because she don't want to be saved. But by all means, she needs somebody in her corner. So more power to you. But I'm done with it all.
All right, Lynn.
Yeah, I want to thank you, Chris, Gio, and Crazy Auntie. I can't breathe when I can't. I have to stop. I can't watch her all the way through. I have to wait and watch it later. Oh god, my whole left side starts hurting when she's. But I want to thank all the content creators. You guys are wonderful, and I think this is a positive thing. And my heart goes out, and my prayers go out to all the women who shared their story, and the fact that they survived that's the beauty in it. They survived, because like the other girl said, somebody didn't survive, But yeah. So thank you so much, Chris, for having me on, and you guys have a wonderful night.
You too. And Kilolo, honey, You the last one.
Hey. Well, thank you, Chris, for letting me up. It's my first time, and I will definitely be subscribing. And thank you to everybody for allowing me to even enter your space. I love everybody. And the only thing I would say to Monique is, girl, I think it's time to bow out, just so you look graceful. All right, y'all. Have a good evening.
You guys,
Amen.
I love all of you. Again, thank you so much for sharing your stories. Thank you for the support of just being on here. Some of you guys have been on here for the whole entire 3 hours. When I tell y'all that is right there, I appreciate you guys so much. You just don't know. You guys know I'm new to YouTube, and the fact that you guys stuck it out from beginning to end, or just anyone who stayed in here just for a little bit. You guys just don't know how much I appreciate you. Oh, Nisi, you
Nisi.
Nisi, you came in when we about to close out.
That damn Nisi.
I love you, but yeah, you can definitely rewatch the live. But again, I appreciate you guys. And again, my final thoughts for Monique at the end of the day, I don't hate you. None of us hate you. We just want you to be accountable for your actions. But at the same time, I wish you well, and I hope you get truly the help that you seek and the help that you need, and that you can come out of this situation stronger and better. That's the last thing I'm gonna say to her. Wish her well, but we're gonna still hold you accountable over here and on the other channels as well. It's about accountability, because that's the only way we're gonna grow as a community. So that's just what it is. You guys, with that being said, have a good night. Love you guys so much, and I will see you guys on the next video or next live.
Okay, good night.
Good night. Bye.
Love you, family.
Love you too, T. You know you've been my baby since day one. You've been rocking with me.
You know it.
That's right. Love you guys. Good night.